Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun. Happy Friday, meteorologist Todd Nelson here with your local forecast. We have that flood watch in place through 8 a.m. Saturday. To the west here, areas of very heavy rain and excessive runoff, but an unsettled weekend. But more importantly, we are picking up some much needed rain. The latest drought monitor released this Thursday showing that there is a pretty large chunk of West Virginia under that severe risk, even an extreme risk. Or at least extreme drought over parts of the panhandle. There's our flood watch through 8 a.m. Saturday. This is over the next 7 days now. We could be talking about 1 to maybe even close to 3 inches of rain in some spots. So again, through our Friday afternoon and evening, more widely scattered showers and storms. Again, that flood watch in place through 8 a.m. Saturday to the west with that locally heavy rain. Time now for a Fly CRW forecast. It starts at home and just about every city expecting some unsettled weather. Precipitation through Sunday could be approaching an inch plus from panhandle to panhandle. Saturday morning waking up to the 50s and temperatures into the 60s and 70s. As we travel to the east, again, excessive rainfall is possible with some 1+ inch total amounts through Sunday. 40s for those overnight lows, daytime highs into the 50s, so definitely cooler. As we travel to the south and west, you can see those precip amounts approaching an inch, 50s and 60s overnight with daytime highs Saturday approaching 80 to the south and west near Ripley and Spencer, and then farther south and west, again, Huntington, Wayne, Williamson, maybe an inch to nearly 2 inches with those overnight lows into the 50s and 60s as well. Madison, 80, same for Charleston. Here's our extended forecast, keeping the unsettled weather in place this upcoming weekend. And again, that much needed rain continues as we slide into next week, hopefully helping out with the drought situation.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
This is Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law. Metro News Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more from a Mountain State point of view. For your entertainment, Hotline is a no politics zone.
That's right.
You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304.
I don't know the phone.
304-TALK-304. Or call 800-765-8255. Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekley.
What's wrong, Ryan?
I don't know.
What's wrong?
You did something to this chair.
No, I didn't. I just moved over like 6 feet.
It feels like wider than it should be.
Well, wait a minute. Is that a comment about my weight?
I don't know.
Coop, help me out here.
Maybe a comment on your rear.
That's probably true. Hello, everybody. Hello, West Virginia. We're back for more in the 304. Time to get it done in the 681. Time to start this 3-hour audio tour for Friday, May 22nd. 2026. Metro News Hotline comes to you from the Salango Law Studios. Visit salangolaw.com. Coop, I know you just sat down. Mm-hmm. I know you're just getting oriented, coming down to level 1.
You have no idea what I've been through today.
That's what I understand. But would it be too much for me to ask for the breaking news sounder?
Oh no, I can do that.
Okay, let's get a little breaking news sounder because we got a little breaking news right off the top.
All right, breaking news. What is that? The breaking news, was that the sounder that you wanted? The
breaking news sounder.
The breaking news sounder.
Yeah, what kind of news sounder?
I didn't know how long I could do that.
Yeah, Reds game rained out.
Oh yeah, I had that. Doubleheader tomorrow, 1:10.
Well, wait a minute. That was supposed to be my breaking news. No, you're right. Yeah, breaking news. Reds game rained out. Also, you go to the ballpark and get 2 for 1.
Do you?
No, of course not. It's a split doubleheader.
Yeah, that's an afternoon evening doubleheader. Yeah. You go to the afternoon game, and then you have to wait 3 hours after it's over if you want to go to the evening game.
You know, I have a question about these split doubleheaders. Do I have to move my car?
Right.
Do I have to move?
You probably do.
Do I have to leave the premises?
My guess is that like if you have a drink voucher of some kind, that doesn't carry over game to game.
Yeah.
I bet your parking doesn't carry. I mean, can they clear out Great American Ballpark if you have paid parking there? Can they make you leave?
I don't know, man.
If they can, they will. Let's just leave it at that. If there's a way to do it, they will do it.
So, okay,
but maybe there's no way.
All right,
I don't
say
know.
for example, game 1 tomorrow starts at 1:10. So you get parked. You're in there by noon. You meet your friends at the Votto clock or whatever, and then you go in, and then there's a rain delay.
Right.
Okay, there's a rain delay that lasts maybe 2 hours or whatever because the forecast is terrible for this weekend. But they get the game completed and say it wraps at like 5 o'clock. And the next game is supposed to probably start when? 7:10, 6:40, whatever. Can I just go back to my my parked car and just tailgate for an hour? Maybe get in the back seat, maybe, grab a little power nap and then go back into the ballpark after I pay another $50 or whatever?
Only thing I heard you say there was nap, because I would pretty much give anything to take like a 20-minute nap right now. but you would think I don't know. I've had both VIP and just regular paid parking at the stadium parking lot before,
right?
But I've never tried to extend my stay past the game. Like, what if you wanted to go to eat somewhere near the stadium and leave your car there? It's really hard to get to, so I don't think you would want to really do that. But I don't know. I guess they probably make you get. I don't know. I bet they kick you out between games.
Would they tow you?
Maybe.
What they do is they get what's the guy's name? Mr. Baseball or whatever.
Bob Uecker?
Mr. Red,
the mascot, the baseball guy,
Mr. Redlegs or Mr. Red,
or Rosie Red.
They give him like a baseball bat, and he'll break the windshield of anyone who's in the parking lot for too long.
Just like a demented mascot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Coop, I know you've had a rough day so far.
It's all good.
Okay, but I want to talk to you about the picture that you sent me from your daughter. Okay. We had so much fun talking about this. So explain to our listeners the photo that you texted me today.
This is a good one.
I have a lot of questions about this.
Yeah, so my daughter, and don't ask questions. I don't know why, but she loves salami.
Okay.
It's just like it's like her.
It's a fine Italian meat.
That's her lunch meat of choice, man.
Okay.
If we didn't keep her from it, she would have a salami sandwich a day. She loves salami sandwiches.
Between salami and bologna, salami is superior.
I mean, salami is a good. Don't get me wrong, salami is a good meat. I just don't know many 7-year-olds is like, I want salami for lunch.
You started it.
Like not a ham sandwich or anything else. She just wants salami for lunch.
Okay.
Anyway, she loves salami. So we had sandwiches for dinner last night. It was just one of those light night for dinners, light night for dinners, and we had sandwiches. And everybody had salami sandwiches. So later in the night, she wasn't really paying all that much attention. Later in the night, she was taking a look at my wife's plate, which was had her leftover sandwich on it, and she suddenly got really upset. I mean, she started banging around the house and stomping and screaming like, I can't believe this. And she was very upset that my wife put cheese on her salami sandwich. Because to her, it's meat and bread, man. You don't put any cheese on that thing.
Okay.
To her, it is literally a crime to put cheese on a salami sandwich. So, because it's my daughter and this is the type of things that she does, she went and got some colored pencils and some of the tape that I get her. I get her some of that colored masking tape because that's all this kid does is build. So she got the yellow and the blue tape, and she got the yellow tape, and she got like a bunch of colored pencils, and she taped the pencils to the table to make like posts, and then taped the yellow tape around it to make a crime scene. And she was literally going around telling us, she was like, that sandwich is a crime scene. There's no cheese on salami.
Okay, 2 things. Number 1, first, commenting about your mom's sandwich, okay? Listen.
She's still doing it today.
Slow your roll, okay? Literally, slow your roll. There's no way she should be making snide comments about your wife and her mom's sandwich.
She threw it away with a pair of tongs. She was disposing of nuclear waste.
Second of all, where does a 7-year-old learn about crime, a crime scene?
I don't know, man. I mean, she doesn't watch terrible. I promise she doesn't watch. I don't know, man.
I know that Kanawha City's a rough neighborhood, but I mean, what is going on over there, Coop, where she knows about crime scene?
Is there crime tape in Minecraft? That's the only. I mean, that's the only thing that I
No,
can ask. I don't think there is.
There's not. No.
Yeah, so I honestly don't know. Maybe I mean, she watched Paw Patrol. It's possible that Chase, the dog police officer, maybe Chase put some crime scene around. Like,
Man, you don't see any crime scene
Mayor
tape.
McStuffins stole the muffins or whatever. I don't know.
You know, there's no crime scene tape on Bluey, right?
Well, not Bluey, no, but Chase is a police officer. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Bluey's not a police officer.
How about
His mom's
how about just the sweeping statement about no cheese on meat sandwiches?
Well, on salami, I don't know about anything else. Maybe ham she would be okay with. I don't know, but salami specifically, she doesn't want any cheese touching that meat.
All right. So what would have happened if you had gone to Subway and you had ordered a salami sandwich and then you said you wanted it toasted? Okay. Would that have thrown her into a rage? Would you like put police tape around the location?
Yeah, no toast on her. Now that is a general sandwich rule for her. She has not discovered the bliss of a toasted sandwich yet.
Okay.
She will not eat the toasted. She likes toast, but not toasted sandwiches.
I don't know. Maybe it's me, but since you sent me that photo, I've really thought about little else.
I mean, it's really quite startling. And what was even more startling today is I get home from lunch, and I don't know, she was in some kind of mood anyway. And then she starts doing like this little dance, and she's like, "It was a crime scene, I'm telling you."
Oh, great. That's great.
It's like I'm waiting for the Dragnet music to start. You're like, dun, dun.
Oh man,
Oh, that's Law and Order, in it? Wrong one.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. Well, anyway, that's a good story.
Yeah, it was. It was
that's
good.
2 days in a row we've been talking about her. When's she coming back to the show?
I don't know, man. She's going to take my job if I bring. I mean, she has things to do. I mean, she has a whole list of things she wants to talk about when she comes back.
Okay.
She makes a note. She's like, the next time I'm on the air. The last time it was recording the ketchup commercial, if you remember. I did that for her.
Yeah.
But she has all kinds of things she wants to do once she gets in the studio.
I want to talk about this.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe we should bring her on with Chef Paul, and they can talk about the cheese or no cheese on the salami sandwich.
Salami etiquette.
Yeah.
There you go. I didn't realize how bad it was until I got on the interstate today. It's Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, I heard.
Oh, my goodness. So if you're coming through the big town, if you're rolling in on 64 East, just be aware, okay? Be aware. There's a lot of people. Now, technically, last night is the busiest travel time of the Memorial Day weekend. But it's pretty busy out there today. And, we're getting a little bit – I said this to Jeff Jenkins. Coop, does it rain every single opening day of the West Virginia Track and Field Championships?
Oh, man, that's a good question.
Every single time. I mean, when I think about the Track and Field Championships here in Charleston over at UC Stadium, I just think of, like, people standing under tents. Just standing under tents, the rain coming down. Hey, let me ask you, what would you rather be? Would you rather be a high jump champion or a pole vault champion?
Oh,
Man, that's a good pick one topic.
Yeah.
that would have been a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
What do you think, Ryan? Would you rather be the state champion of the high jump or the pole vault?
High jump.
High
Because
jump.
I'm scared of heights, and I feel like pole jumping would get you more air.
And there's always a little chance of injury as well.
Yeah.
And you're dealing with the pole.
So,
So
here's my thought. I think that both of these are one of those skill sets that actually could be useful somewhere in your life down the line. Like a shot put, maybe not necessarily unless you're into some very specific things, but you might find yourself in a situation where you're like running from a dog and you need to like jump over a fence or something,
True.
and you could do like the high jump maneuver for that. But to me, I feel like that if you had that pole vault, then like anytime you had like there was a long stick, you had like a way to move. Like if you were running and you were running from that dog or something, you could pole vault on top of things, and you could be like a Ninja Turtle or something.
have you ever attempted to pole vault?
No, I was like over 300 pounds until 6 years ago. I wasn't going to go anywhere near one of those things.
That sport, when you watch it on TV or when you watch people who know what they're doing, it looks like you can do it. But when you try to actually do it, to put the pole where it's supposed to be and then lift your body off the ground, it's pretty impressive. Although I hadn't really thought too much about the trying to escape the angry dog theory.
Yeah, or people, Terminators, whatever.
Yeah,
if you're able to jump a fence, it's probably more useful to be the high jump because you don't need any equipment. So if you have that, what's a good high jump? What do they do? Like
8 feet?
Yeah, 8, 9, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that gets you over a fence.
I have no idea what I just said.
What's the world record? I wonder.
Yeah, well, the Fosbury flop, right? So, you got a couple of nasty dogs in somebody's yard chasing you, kind of Fosbury flop right over
man,
there.
you're right on the money. 8 feet 2 and a quarter inches. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a good size privacy fence or something.
Yeah.
You could get over that.
I know a little bit about the sporty sports and the old tracky track.
Yeah, nice.
But, no, so we'll keep our eyes on what's going on at the track meet. So that started today at noon, and we'll run this weekend. So, okay, Reds are rained out tonight. Pirates are in Toronto to play tonight. Spencer Horowitz going to go back to Toronto and show those boys what they missed when they traded him away. If you remember, Horowitz was part of a trade where he was literally a member of the Guardians for like a matter of seconds before he was flipped on over to Pittsburgh, where he's playing pretty well. So it is the Memorial Day weekend. So, okay, Pirates are in Toronto. The Reds game is rained out. They'll play 2 tomorrow. The Dirty Birds are back in. Oh, well, you know why it's raining, because the Dirty Birds are back in town. So the Dirty Birds are back in town. They're opening up a weekend set against Gastonia. Yesterday, the Dirty Birds were off after losing a doubleheader on Wednesday at Gastonia. So literally, the buses chased each other here to Charleston. High school track and field. Oh, WVU baseball. Watching a ball game last night. I was telling.
Pretty normal ball game.
Pretty normal ball game. Hey, pretty dominant performance. You take a look at the score and you think, hey, this is really a close game. It really wasn't. There was at no point in the game that I think West Virginia was going to lose a game. They got outstanding pitching. They got a home run from Kelly in the first inning. It seems like they were holding K-State off without a problem. Tonight's game might be a little bit different.
I got to remind people,
we'll
when you're ready, I got to remind people in the Charleston area anyway that the big Live on the Levee show tonight has been moved.
Oh, it has?
It's been moved, yes.
Okay.
You want to do that now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's have it. What do you got?
So the Live on the Levee in Charleston tonight that had Springsteen, who I've heard amazing things about. I've heard like 3 or 4 people reach out to me and say they were specifically coming to Charleston to see her. So that's been moved now. Also, Adam Parker and the Bourbon Cowboys. That's moving over to the Charleston Coliseum and Convention Center. It's going to be at the Grand Hall over at the Charleston. So it's going to be not Live on the Levee. It's going to be Live on the Elk.
Nice.
And so you can move on over to the Civic Center tonight. There's going to be some school graduations and stuff like that over there as well. But they redid that Civic Center for a reason.
That's right.
It's a multiple-use, multiple-event, simultaneous center now. So it's okay. I mean, figure out your parking. But other than that, Live on the Levee is going to be over at the Coliseum tonight.
All right. And ZZ Top's in Huntington tomorrow?
Yeah.
Dwight Yoakam and ZZ Top in Huntington tomorrow night. Hey, I saw this. Speaking of concerts, I saw this note this week. Nate Bargatze, the comedian.
Heard of him.
He is on pace right now to sell more tickets in his concert tour, the Big Dumb Eyes tour, than Beyonce did.
What?
Yeah. Is that crazy? I couldn't believe it when I read that, but that's true. He's on target to sell 2 million tickets,
now
surpassing the 1.6 million that Beyonce sold on her Cowboy Carter tour stadium shows last year.
Now, the only thing that I'll be curious about on this is what's the number of appearances to sell the tickets.
Well, and the other thing is ticket prices.
Right.
Okay. So the let's see, you can go see Nate for the price has changed, but the average ticket price to go see Beyonce was like $250.
Right. I bet this is less than half of that.
Yeah. But would you go see a comedian in a stadium show?
I don't think so.
I
mean, unless it was like maybe like Eddie Murphy or something. Like if it was like in his prime, maybe not today, but if it was like the most massive comedian who does stadium type shows, maybe. I've seen a lot of these cats that used to do stadium shows. I don't think they're nearly as good.
I remember when Kevin Hart played Philadelphia.
Yeah.
That was a big deal. He was the first comedian to ever attempt to play a football stadium show. Can you imagine going out there on stage with a microphone and there are like 80,000 people expecting you to be incredibly funny?
I mean, if you slay, you slay. If you go back and watch like Eddie Murphy Raw or Eddie Murphy, those weren't stadium shows, but those were huge crowds and they absolutely slayed. But a lot of those I've seen, and I remember the Kevin Hart thing wasn't really that funny. I didn't think so anyway.
Well, but it was sort of a homecoming, a
It was.
celebration. It's like, hey, look at this guy. He's made it. Let's all
It
celebrate
was a
the
little bit
moment.
of that. I don't know.
Hey,
But
look at this guy. He's made it. He's so short.
That's right. Yeah, it's pretty short. Question of the day. Let's get that set. This was such a sad situation, Coop, as we were leaving the show yesterday.
Oh, man.
About Kyle Busch. So we're still dealing with the sudden and staggering loss of Kyle Busch. He was easily one of the most polarizing, fiercely competitive, successful drivers in NASCAR history. He always gave you a reason to watch. His incredible comeback from a broken leg to win the championship 11 years ago. His bow after a win, his legendary post-race interviews. He was a character, man. So he's gone at the age of 41. So here's the question. Where does Kyle Busch rank among the all-time NASCAR drivers? And is Kyle Busch a top 5 talent in NASCAR history based on pure driving ability, regardless of how you felt about his personality? That's the question. Where does Busch rank among the all-timers? And Kyle Busch, top 5 talent in NASCAR history based on his pure driving ability, regardless of how you feel about his personality. To respond to that, the text line 304-TALK, 304-825-5304. Tweet me. I'm on Exit Weekly, WEEKLEY. Jeff Jenkins is here. Do you hear the Reds games right now?
I do now. And, the Reds moved today, Suarez and
Gino's
Brian
back.
Hayes. And Key Brian Hayes going to Arizona.
Uh-huh.
They're sending him to Arizona to get
him fitted for a bat?
getting fitted for a bat.
could they make an exception in Major League Baseball where maybe he could use a lacrosse bat? Might help a little.
I'm sure they've thought about a lot of things.
Yeah, I'm sure they have. So the big story at the website, or the Justice family says that they have a new investor that will satisfy all obligations, including that of Omni Hotels and Resort, that is calling for the $300 million. Now, no word from Omni yet, and no word on the future of those lawsuits back and forth. But there's a new financing plan, according to the Justice family, announced today. You can read about it at WVMetroNews.com.
I guess the question is, from the state perspective, when is the state going to get the tax money that it's owed?
Well, it says that the news that came out today says that there's enough money to meet other obligations.
Okay.
And also other purported obligations. It said purported is a key word there, but and also to continue with what they say is the enhancement, preservation of the Greenbrier. I read into that to say there's enough money to make some improvements there.
All right, Jeff, thank you.
Okay.
This is a relatively new story. It's
It
at the website. Just got posted right before 1 o'clock this afternoon. So check it out, WVMetroNews.com. Ryan, buy or sell, right? You'll be here for buy or sell?
Yeah.
I think I confirmed with Matt should be here too. So,
sweet.
yeah.
We're putting the band back
I'm surprised
together.
because they let the Matt type people go, but I think he's going to stick around.
The lights are out up front. That's
Yep,
always the
yep.
signal.
Don't come by 11:11 now.
All right.
The lights are out.
We'll be back in a minute. Stay tuned.
Every day, we fight to preserve magnificent places and wildlife.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
I always said I was going to move to a mountain in Tucker County, but probably going to put a data center on it, so I got to find a new plan.
Oh, you did not.
Oh, I did. Told you I was a little grumpy today.
Oh, man, you got some zingers today, Dave. I love it.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer golf coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
What do you know about hot dogs? Because we've been all about hot dogs this week.
I love hot dogs, and I love them with Miracle Whip.
Oh, God, I forgot. Never mind.
And onions.
Okay.
I actually, yesterday morning, I had a hot dog for breakfast at 6:45 with onions and Miracle Whip.
And with that, we'll be back right after this.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
West Virginia Metro News. I'm Jack Carlson. The Greenbrier.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun. Happy Friday. Meteorologist Todd Nelson here with your local forecast. We have that flood watch in place through 8 a.m. Saturday. To the west here, areas of very heavy rain and excessive runoff, but an unsettled weekend. But more importantly, we are picking up some much needed rain. The latest drought monitor released this Thursday showing that there is a pretty large chunk of West Virginia under that severe risk, even an extreme risk. Or at least extreme drought over parts of the Panhandle. There's our flood watch through 8 a.m. Saturday. This is over the next 7 days now. We could be talking about 1 to maybe even close to 3 inches of rain in some spots. So again, through our Friday afternoon and evening, more widely scattered showers and storms. Again, that flood watch in place through 8 a.m. Saturday to the west with that locally heavy rain. Time now for a Fly CRW forecast. It starts at home and just about every city expecting some unsettled weather. Precipitation through Sunday could be approaching an inch plus from Panhandle to Panhandle. Saturday morning waking up to the 50s and temperatures into the 60s and 70s. As we travel to the east, again, excessive rainfall is possible with some 1+ inch total amounts through Sunday. 40s for those overnight lows, daytime highs into the 50s, so definitely cooler. As we travel to the south and west, you can see those precip amounts approaching an inch, 50s and 60s overnight with daytime highs Saturday approaching 80 to the south and west near Ripley and Spencer, and then farther south and west, again, Huntington, Wayne, Williamson, maybe an inch to nearly 2 inches with those overnight lows into the 50s and 60s as well. Madison, 80, same for Charleston. Here's our extended forecast, keeping the unsettled weather in place this upcoming weekend. And again, that much needed rain continues as we slide into next week, hopefully helping out with the drought situation.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Stay connected to what's happening today in West Virginia.
What about this and what about that? And it just went back and forth. And I was just the guy reading the text. Okay, so what's your take on the whole thing?
Well, now you just get me fired up. Now
right.
you just
So I'm gonna turn on. I'm gonna run down to Wendy's and grab a burger, and I'll be back.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television. The conversation starts long before the game.
He doesn't do this to other guests, but every time I'm on here, he creates distractions.
Disrespectful.
With his phone. I mean,
I have to have the phone on in case Pete Thamel breaks another story.
Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television, available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronews.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. 26 minutes till the hour. Coop, believe it or not, these microphones work. In the crosstalk segment, one of our hardy listeners was checking out our conversation about the state track meet and the high jump discussion. And sent me a shot of the record book for the state high school meet. And Nathan Fields from Elkins holds the record for the high jump at the state meet, 7 feet 3 inches. Here's the interesting part. That record has stood since 1998. That record is almost 30 years old. You know, let me just talk for 1 minute about Nathan Fields, because I remember Nathan Fields. Man, he did it all at Elkins. Now, I'm sure Greg Carey and Joe Mercado know more about this subject than I do, but I do remember Nathan Fields at Elkins. He was the quarterback for the Tigers. He was a defensive back. He was all-state. He scored in a whole bunch of different ways on some pretty good Elkins teams. And then, you know, he was also a track star. He played basketball at Elkins when the Tigers went to the state tournament in 1998. He went on to the University of Wisconsin, if I remember correctly, to be on the track team there with the Badgers, and I think he finished his career, his track career at Marshall. So a very, very good athlete, And thank you for sending that in. And let's see, the girls' record for the high jump is 5'10". But there you go. That's a pretty impressive record.
It's a pretty good fence you could still clear. No problem. No problem.
You could, on a trot, in a trot.
You got to get over that fence.
But Nathan Fields from Elkins holds the state record for the high jump, and it stood for nearly 30 years. He set it back in 1998. Thanks for sending that in. By the way, we got another nice note from a listener. Let's see. I mentioned the Pirates in Toronto, and hey gang, heading north, let's see, 571-205, Dave, heading north to the border to catch the Bucks series in Toronto. First time listening from another country. Happy Beer Friday from Canada. How about that? That's another nation that we've checked off.
I like that a lot too.
That's pretty
good.
Cool,
that's
right?
Good stuff, yeah.
That is pretty good stuff. And let's see, 304-216. Hey, Dave, hashtag 180 Club listener here. Actually, truthfully, I love the first 20 minutes of your show. It's like Seinfeld, a show about nothing, but it's great. What a nice note.
That is nice.
What a nice note.
That is nice.
I don't know. They're setting me up for something, Coop.
I'm
getting set up for something here.
That nothing is that's pretty insightful. That's exactly what we do every day.
304-261. Guys, love the track talk. I was just wondering if the girl who broke the record has a name like The Voice. Yeah, there you go. I'll get into that.
A name like what?
Let's see. The girl who won the.
Oh, I see.
Let's see. Let me find that. That came from a listener. Let's see. Emily Godwin from Buchanan, 2011. And it was
nice.
Tied in 2015. And that's your high jump. That's your high jump update for the day.
What about a pole vault update?
Yeah, there you go. You know, we need a copy.
Listeners, get on it. We need to have that too.
Yeah, send us the pole vault stuff. We it's the state track and field weekend. I probably need to have the record.
Yeah, I
don't know, man. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Don't make me reminisce about my career as a shot putter. It lasted 6 practices.
It seems like a million years ago. I would wander down to Laidley Field and try to stay out of the way of Randy Barnes throwing the shot put around.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he was dangerous with that thing. Man.
Oh, yeah, he was really good.
He
Right,
was
there's no doubt about that.
really good at all that stuff. All right, let's get into the sound of sports, and we'll start with college baseball. At the Big 12 tournament in surprise, Arizona, WVU had a solid 4-2 quarterfinal win over K-State last night, advancing to a semifinal showdown tonight against Arizona State with a berth in the conference tourney championship game on the line. On the mound, Max Yell got the win, worked 6 in the third, allowed just 2 runs at the plate. Gavin Kelly got the offense started with an opening inning home run.
Rune's talked about having an amazing sophomore season. Puts a charge in it to center. Going back is Carl. Ball still carrying. Still going. And it is gone. Goodbye home run, Gavin Kelly. Mountaineers take the lead here in the first inning. Kelly now with a baker's dozen on the season.
All right, so the Mountaineers improved to 38-13 overall and likely have already done enough to host an NCAA regional next week. Here's WVU head coach Steve Sabins on last night's win over Kansas State.
Tremendous first game. We had a little bit of time for rest and recovery. Max came out and done what he's done all year, which is just give us a chance to win. He was fantastic. Threw 95 pitches, 6.1 innings, 3 hits. I think he gave his first hit maybe in the 5th or 6th inning. He was absolutely dominant, and that's why he's been the pitcher of the year. And Gavin got us off on a great foot as well with a home run in the first inning, back-spun ball to center field. And the identity of this team has been really good pitching, really good defense, timely hitting, and executing offense. And I thought this game was summarized by those things. And so proud of the team, 2 wins away from winning the title, and that's why we came here. You always come to try to play to win the thing.
So Yell struck out 7 Wildcats last night, did not allow a hit until the 6th inning. Here's K-State head coach Pete Hughes on the Wildcats' inability to get anything going against Yell last night.
Hey, he's the best pitcher in the league for a reason, so you're going to have very few opportunities in a game to beat a guy like that. We had him. We just didn't get the hit. Yeah, I wasn't surprised. And what I was impressed by Max tonight especially was he did not have a great fastball like he usually does. It did have more life to it, but those great performers and competitors, when they don't have their best stuff, figure out a way to be really efficient and figure out a way to beat you. So that's what he did tonight.
Tonight's semifinal game against Arizona State is set to begin at 11 p.m. The sports world is still dealing with the shocking and sudden death of 2-time NASCAR champ Kyle Busch yesterday at the age of 41. So many questions still remain about the cause of his passing. The Associated Press is reporting that Busch collapsed in a Chevy simulator on Wednesday and was transported to a Charlotte hospital where he passed the following day. Here, the thoughts on his death continue to pour in. Here's Joey Logano.
It's a really big reminder of how fragile life is. Because honestly, I mean, he won the race last week, or he won the truck race last week, and this week we don't have Kyle anymore, and I'm shell shocked. I don't even know really what to say.
And here's Denny Hamlin, his thoughts on Kyle Busch's passing.
Just simply put, he just kept our fans entertained. He kept our media members on their toes at all times, and just as a competitor, I can tell you, there's no way that I would have the wins that I have had I not had Kyle Busch as a teammate to push me to be better.
All right, it's hard to imagine the Coca-Cola 600 on Sunday without Kyle Busch. The weather forecast for this weekend in Charlotte is not good, but no cancellations have been issued yet. Back to Major League Baseball. The Pirates top the Cards 6-2 in St. Louis on Thursday. They take on the Blue Jays in Toronto tonight. Braxton Ashcraft struck out 9 in 7 innings, allowed just 1 run on 4 hits and a pair of walks. After the game, he gave plenty of credit to the Bucs catchers and defense.
And Henry does a good job of instilling confidence to be able to do that. Joey does as well, and now Indy's here, and they're all great to throw to, and it's easy to throw the ball in the zone and more or less pitch to contact whenever you have stellar defense behind you. So, yeah, I mean, I think going deep into games is our job as starting pitchers, and to be able to do that consistently has been a blessing.
All right, so right-hander Bubba Chandler goes tonight for the Bucks. He'll be looking to improve his control after dropping 5 of the first 6 decisions to start the season. The Reds rained out tonight. They'll play a split doubleheader tomorrow against the Cardinals. Last night in Detroit, the Guardians kept it rolling, taming the Tigers. 3-1 for Cleveland's 6th straight win. Patrick Bailey led off the 8th against Birch Smith with his 2nd homer of the season.
Bailey's flied out, fouled out, but he's caught a 4-hit shutout. Bailey with a drive, deep right center field, on the run, Perez, and it is gone! Patrick Bailey's first home run as a Cleveland Guardian. A towering blast to right center. And the Guardians get a mammoth insurance run and lead it 3-0 here in the 8th. And what a welcoming committee awaiting him in the first base dugout.
The Guardians begin a 3-game road series in Philadelphia tonight. Right-hander Gavin Williams on the mound. And in the Bronx, Toronto blanked the Yanks 2-0. The Jays and Bombers split their 4-game set. New York was held to just 3 hits, while George Springer homered for the Jays in the 7th inning.
George Springer, big spot right here. 1 out, nobody on.
Springer tonight 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts. He has also walked. And a fly ball to left field, headed towards the seats. It's gone! Delvaux went back to the slider, left it right over the middle of the plate, and Springer hits his 4th home run of the season to give the Blue Jays a 2-0 lead.
What a sweet swing by George Springer, and it could not have come at a better time. A little insurance run here late, and it was a slider, and it just spun in the middle of the plate. Springer was all over it.
The Yankees are skidding a bit. They've lost 9 of 13. Aaron Judge was 1 of 15 in this series, hasn't homered or had an RBI in 10 games since May the 10th. Garrett Cole, back from elbow surgery, is making his first start since Game 5 of the 2024 World Series against the Dodgers tonight against the Rays at the Trop. And from the NBA playoffs in New York, Josh Hart poured in a playoff career-high 26, and the Knicks beat the Cavaliers 109-93 to take a 2-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Picks it back out to Hart. Shot clock at 5. Hart on the drive, spin move, falling away, one-handed shot is good. Everything going down tonight for Josh Hart.
The Knicks had an 18-0 third-quarter run to help put this one away. The Cavs missed a ton of shots, 39% from the field, including 9 of 35 from 3, 22 of 32 at the line. This series moves to Cleveland for Game 3 tomorrow. Here's Donovan Mitchell on the Cavs' issues after the loss in Game 2.
Nothing. We just didn't make shots. I loved everything about the looks we got. And some days you just miss the open ones. We got great looks. Sometimes we're in and out. Sometimes they're short. Offensively, I'm not worried at all. We did a really good job getting to the paint, trying to find guys, and I mean that's why our assist total was low. It's just because we couldn't make shots, and it was everybody. So nothing to hang our head about. They protected home court, and we've seen this before, so we got to go get Game 3.
And finally, from the Stanley Cup playoffs in Raleigh, Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals goes to the Canadiens 6-2. Carolina scored a goal in the game's first 30 seconds, but the Habs countered with 4 first-period goals to take control. Here's Ivan Demidov finishing a breakaway with a goal for Montreal.
Crashing in there was Stankoven. Up ahead, Evans. New hook, Demidov. Home free, Demidov ends. Does Anderson have a go? Red light on, and it's 4-1.
All right, so it's Game 2 of this series tomorrow night in Raleigh. Let's take a break. We'll come back with the follow-up file in just a minute.
Hi, I'm Josh Strand, Safety Coordinator for Civil and Environmental Consultants. Some companies talk about profit first, but at CEC, we put safety first. It's not just a slogan, it's how we live. We invest in top-notch safety gear and practices because we believe a safe workplace is a productive one. I like knowing that at CEC, my safety matters. So why settle for less when you can work where safety truly comes first? At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
Metro News Hotline, brought to you by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
When you hired me, you were 29. You seemed like you were 50 when you were 29. You were running that thing like a 50-year-old man. All right, we got to go get some tape. Come on, get out of there.
I think I've sort of always been 50, and I think I'm 50 now.
Yeah, me too. That's a great point.
Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronewstv.com.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
All right, welcome back to the show. It is time for the follow-up file. When we started our question of the day segment, we originally wanted to read all the responses, but we started getting too many to do that. Some would come in so late or even after the show was over. We couldn't find a way to get that stuff into the program until now with the follow-up file. Yesterday's question of the day, Memorial Day weekend is the unofficial start of summer. What's the ultimate non-negotiable food item that has to be at a Memorial Day weekend cookout? Lots of responses to this. 304-203. Dave, hot dogs with mayo and ketchup. What? Land of the Flying WV. Dave, I need my watermelon. Charles Gordon on X. Macaroni and cheese. Steve Isaac on X. Hamburgers are a given. For me, must-haves, potato salad and deviled eggs. Bananas for WV. Why, it's my walnut brownies, Dave. I make them the night before, and they're just the right size for a little something sweet after everybody has pigged out on hot dogs and hamburgers. Oh, I like where you're going with that. That's pretty good. Earlier this week, we were talking about Schlitz. It's last call for Schlitz after 177 years. Schlitz was famously known as the beer that made Milwaukee famous. The question, what's the most memorable advertising slogan or commercial jingle from your childhood that's still stuck in your head today? 304-444. Dave, when you're out of Schlitz, you're out of beer. 304-777-3776. The 2-off beef patty jingle and the Big Mac for McDonald's was actually created by a guy from the Pittsburgh area. With his wealth, he bought property at Deep Creek Lake where the Hani and the other establishments are located. The family still owns property there. Thanks for the nugget. That's pretty interesting. 304-719. Dave, what about Dr. Pepper? 10, 2, and 4. Let's see. 304-672. Dave, I wish I was an Oscar Mayer wiener. My bologna has a first name. It's OSCAR. Oh, and W.V. Gun Law sent me this. He says, Dave, I love the Fig Newtons ad. Let's have some of that. The Fig Newtons ad and the big finish.
Here with that great new dance, the Newton. Hit it, Howe. Ooey gooey, rich and chewy inside. Golden flaky, tender, cakey outside. Wrap the inside in the outside. Is it good? Darn tootin' doing the big Newton. Here's the tricky part. The big Newton. One more time. The big Newton.
That's good. That was really good. All right, continuing. 304-539. Ancient Chinese secret, huh? Yeah. And Joe on X had the same thing, Dave. Calgon water softener. Ancient Chinese secret. I don't know why that sticks in my hand. Let's see. Pastor Sonny Croft, who listens to our show, he says the Frito Bandito jingle. But then the lawyers stepped in. Yeah, they probably did. Let's see. We had a question of the day earlier this week about naming rights for Mountaineer Field, and we got a ton of response to this. Anthony Morgan in Clarksburg. Dave, what about Dollar General? That's where they shop for football coaches. Hey, man, that's going to leave a mark. Old School 58. Dave, what about the Little General? Bill from Nitro sent this in. Hey, I might be a little biased, but I'd love to have the football field be called the Coca-Cola Classic Stadium. You know what? That's not too bad. That is not too bad. Doug Shamblin. Hey, Dave, what about the Dave Wheatley Stadium at Mountaineer Field? That's got a good ring to it. Do like the sound of that. Likely never happened, though. All right. Thanks to everybody who sent stuff in. We love doing the follow-up file for you every Friday at this time. Let's take a quick break. We're coming back to wrap up hour number 1 in just a minute.
Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
For your daily fix of sports in West Virginia, there's only one stop.
I would imagine a group of you got together and watched the Mountaineers last night. What were your thoughts on that performance?
It was funny, we were sitting with a guy last night, and he said, all right, I'm going to go put $1,000 on it. Well, down the stretch of that ball game, he's looking at us like, are you kidding me? And sure enough, the Mountaineers came back. I saw him today. He said, yep, I'm putting another $1,000 on them tomorrow.
Sportsline on Metro News Television.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All-new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All-new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. and they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the road.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown!
All right, that's going to do it for the first hour of the show. We'll take a break for news, come back, take a look at how the week ended up on Wall Street, reset our question of the day, and we'll play a little buy or sell. And don't forget, Beer Friday is just over a half hour away here on Metro News Hotline. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun. Happy Friday, meteorologist Todd Nelson here with your local forecast. We have that flood watch in place through 8 a.m. Saturday. To the west here, areas of very heavy rain and excessive runoff, but an unsettled weekend. But more importantly, we are picking up some much needed rain. The latest drought monitor released this Thursday showing that there is a pretty large chunk of West Virginia under that severe risk, even an extreme risk. Or at least extreme drought over parts of the Panhandle. There's our flood watch through 8 a.m. Saturday. This is over the next 7 days now. We could be talking about 1 to maybe even close to 3 inches of rain in some spots. So again, through our Friday afternoon and evening, more widely scattered showers and storms. Again, that flood watch in place through 8 a.m. Saturday to the west with that locally heavy rain. Time now for a Fly CRW forecast. It starts at home and just about every city expecting some unsettled weather. Precipitation through Sunday could be approaching an inch plus from Panhandle to Panhandle. Saturday morning waking up to the 50s and temperatures into the 60s and 70s. As we travel to the east, again, excessive rainfall is possible with some 1+ inch total amounts through Sunday. 40s for those overnight lows, daytime highs into the 50s, so definitely cooler. As we travel to the south and west, you can see those precip amounts approaching an inch, 50s and 60s overnight with daytime highs Saturday approaching 80 to the south and west near Ripley and Spencer, and then farther south and west, again, Huntington, Wayne, Williamson, maybe an inch to nearly 2 inches with those overnight lows into the 50s and 60s as well. Madison, 80, same for Charleston. Here's our extended forecast, keeping the unsettled weather in place this upcoming weekend. And again, that much needed rain continues as we slide into next week, hopefully helping out with the drought situation.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
This is Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law. Metro News Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more from a Mountain State point of view. Hotline is a no politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304. 304-TALK-304. Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right, welcome back to the show. Hour number 2, how do you do? Metro News Hotline. Thanks for tuning in today, folks. I really do appreciate it. All right, so wherever you're listening to the show today, inside the state of West Virginia or beyond the borders, just trying to get a read on what's going on back home, we hope you're having a good day. We hope you're having a good one. And if you're listening to our show, you're a unique listener, checking us out for the very first time, welcome, first of all. And then secondarily, if you're traveling through en route to somewhere over the Memorial Day weekend, take it easy out there. Take it easy out there. You'll get there. We got a lot of stuff to get into in this particular hour. We'll take a look at what happened in the financial markets today. We'll reset our question of the day. It's Friday, time to play buy or sell. Coop, I was on vacation last week. I've missed the last 2 Fridays.
That's true. This is your first one in a while.
So let's do a buy or sell, and all of our contestants/victims are here. So it's 4 on the floor. We're good to go.
Nice.
A little bit later on in the half hour, we've got the entertainment report. Pat Strader will be here for the second time this week. That may be the first time that's happened in the history of the show. So we got Beer Friday coming up at 4:33. You got a question about beer or the craft beer industry in our state? Send me a text on that, 304-TALK, 304-825-5304. We'll do that at 4:33. And a little bit later on in the hour, we'll open up the On This Date file, have the 5 things to know at 5 o'clock in sports. And at 5 o'clock hour, Brad Howe from Sportsline will be here to talk about the Mountaineers and more. In or out at 5:25. Aristotle Jones. Sounds good, West Virginia. That'll be at 5:33 today. All right, let's start with what happened in the financial markets today. Here's how we're ending the week. The Dow was up 0.6%, tacked on 294 points, closing the week at 50,579. So into the weekend at over 50K. That's a big psychological barrier that the market has, the Dow has passed for the moment. S&P 500 up 1/31% today, gained about 28 points, closing at 74.73. NASDAQ was up 0.2%, tacked on 50 points today, 28,343. Coop, I think the Wall Street pros took off for the Hamptons and got on their yachts. Volume was relatively low today.
You expect it, I guess.
Yeah, it happens. Stocks related to West Virginia that were big percentage gainers or losers today. DuPont was up 2%, tacked on 92 cents, 48.07. At the close, Google was down 1.5%, losing $5.46, 382.20. At the close today, what about the energy space, you ask? Well, oil up 1/4%, tacked on 25 cents. WTI on the NYMEX closed at $96.60. And right now, natural gas is down 3.5%, down 11 cents, $2.91 per unit. And Bitcoin at the moment down 2.3%, down almost $1,800 today. A coin going for $75,869. All right, our question of the day. NASCAR's Kyle Busch has passed away at the age of 41. Tragic story. So here's the question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law. Where does Kyle Busch rank among the all-time NASCAR drivers? Is Kyle Busch a top 5 talent in NASCAR history based on pure driving ability, regardless of how you felt about his personality? So where does Busch rank amongst the all-timers in NASCAR? And Kyle Busch, a top 5 talent in NASCAR history based on pure driving ability, regardless of how you felt about his personality? Send me a text on that. We'll get into that a little bit later on tonight, this afternoon. 304-TALK, 304-304-8255, 304. I'm on Exit Weekly, WEEKLEY. Ryan, are you breaking the microphone over there?
I'm trying to fix it, Dave.
Trying to fix it. What's wrong with it? Was it something that happened on one of the other shows here on the network?
Don't worry about it, Dave.
Okay. Good, Coop. What do you?
It's above your pay grade.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what. That's a wide margin we're talking about there. All right. Tell you what, Coop. It's been a while. Let's play some buy or sell. Let's get the music cranking. Yeah, buy or sell. We were thinking every Thursday when Amy Smith from Investors Business Daily comes on the show at 5:06 to talk about the markets. Why don't Coop and I do a segment where we use the same idea for sports, music, pop culture, and more? That's what we're doing today. Let's get started with buy or sell. I'm here. Coop's here. Obviously, Ryan is here. Matt Guitar Murphy hanging out for this segment as well.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, is your microphone working? Well, it's clearly working. Mm-hmm. Can you continue?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's have your topic.
There was never any doubt, Dave. So, stop laughing. All right, so for some reason on this show, we keep coming back to talking about Legos, which is really weird. So here we are again. Here we are again talking about Legos. They just released a new line of Smart Play sets, which have a little thing called a smart brick that you put into the set, and it'll make sounds depending on what the set is. It's mostly with their Star Wars line right now, so you put it in a starfighter of some kind, and it'll make blasting noises, stuff like that. Put it next to a little alien, it'll make little alien noises. Yeah, like that, Dave. But here's the problem. Not all of the Smart Play sets include the smart brick. Which is strange. You will see on their packaging, right on the face of the box, smart brick not included, which is really weird. And only 3 sets so far out of 8 sets, only 3 of them have smart bricks, and that's Darth Vader's TIE Fighter, $70. Luke's Red 5 X-Wing, $100.
Oof.
Throne Room Duel and A-Wing, $160. So that's a hefty price point for the ability to use the other sets. Now, the other ones are cheaper. The most expensive one is the Millennium Falcon at $100. The cheapest is Luke's Landspeeder at $40. But still, none of those include the smart brick. So it's sort of gatekeeping the other sets by only having these 3 sets have the smart brick. So buy or sell. all Lego Smart Play sets should include the necessary smart brick.
This is going to stun you, but I'm not an expert in this field.
I figured.
Yeah. So I'm gonna slightly sell this.
Why?
Slightly sell this because there are premium levels to almost everything we do.
But is that good?
No, I don't know if it's good, but I mean, there are premium levels to the things that we do. Now, if you're putting together a set and you're a collector, you need to go ahead and pony up and get this special Lego, I think, if you're a collector. But if you're just a child playing with Legos, maybe you don't need it.
But it won't function without that Lego, right? Like
correct.
The set won't function correctly without it?
It won't have the special effects.
That seems hard to believe that you'd have to spend $100 to get a set that doesn't include that, right? Yeah, that's
kind of wild.
That's pretty
weird.
crazy, right?
Weird,
yeah, I'll slightly sell it, but just slightly.
I think that I'm going to slightly buy this, and I'm also going to put this statement to it. I don't care as long as there's no subscription attached to this. If I have to get a subscription for the smart brick, then those smart bricks are going to the dumpster.
You have to log on and get a companion app for it, and then
hey, it's not going to light up until you update the app.
Yeah,
that's that.
And sign the new end user licensing agreement and warranties.
I have a slightly different, not perspective, but a different example of this. Lowe's has their own brand of cordless hardware that you can buy there. And the deal when you buy their hardware there, or that hardware like your weed eater or your chainsaw that's battery pack powered or something along those lines, is they don't sell the battery pack with them anymore because their battery packs are universal. So once you have one battery pack for this brand, they work with all of them. So why would you have to get a battery pack with the leaf trimmer that you're buying? You don't need one of those because you obviously have all the rest of our leaf trimmers and other gizmos and items and stuff. So that good price looks pretty good until you're like, man, it doesn't have a battery.
So you want tires with that car?
Exactly.
Oh, I see.
Exactly.
I got you. Okay. So buy or sell?
I'll buy the concept though. This is something that would drive Essie absolutely crazy if she went and bought one of these special things and it didn't work or whatever. So I would. I definitely buy that. You shouldn't have to have that.
And I get this is like an extremely niche subject, but I've done more niche subjects on buy or sell. So
hey, man, Lego my Lego.
Hey, you mentioned we've done a few Lego segments.
Yeah.
So we cultivated the listeners on the Lego topic. So we're just paying it off. Matt, what do you got?
So last weekend, I went to Columbus for the 4-day Sonic Temple Music Festival. It's a rock festival, a little bit of everything there. I saw Marilyn Manson.
Masonic Temple Music Festival?
Sonic.
Oh.
Masonic
Temple.
What kind of rituals did you have to go to get there? My goodness.
Sonic is in
Did you
sound.
have the
Was the Illuminati there as well? How about the Bilderbergers?
Marilyn Manson was there. That was enough devil worship, thank you.
All right.
Anyway, 4-day festival. I saw 34 bands there, my cousin and I from Milwaukee, and that was a lot. Day 4, we're in the hotel just hanging out because we're both exhausted because this is like 10, 11 hours every day. Sunday, we're like, no, we're going to go see the headliner. Tool was the headliner. We were going to go see them, and we did not go.
What?
We were too tired. We were way too tired. In fact, he stayed and slept in the hotel all night. I drove home Sunday evening. I just said, I'm tired. I'm going home. And we did not go on day 4.
Man.
Guys, buy or sell when it comes to travel, and that could be a music festival. It could be just like a short trip or something like that. 4 days is just too much, but 3 days is just right.
Honestly, man, I'll jump in right away and agree with that. Yeah. That seems to hit right in my, because I don't really love. You're not talking about normal vacations. You're talking about like these things where you go to the show or whatever it is. Like
this
whatever
is not
it might
the
be.
week plus stuff.
Right,
week plus is out.
I agree completely with that because it's like 4 days is getting a little too long. It's like you've been away a little too long. Maybe it gets a little expensive. You're running out of places to eat or whatever it might be. It's like it's a little too. You're not there for a whole week. You didn't budget for a whole week. 4 days is kind of big.
Right.
3 days, like the weekend plus a Monday or something. Perfect.
Yeah, what he said. I'm with him. I'm with him on that. And I think I went to Jamboree in the Hills 3 days. In Wheeling?
Oh, good question.
Anyway, 3 days. I think that's Yeah, 4 days, man. That's too much of a
It is,
commitment.
man. I don't know. You're right on the money.
But if you've stayed that 4th day, man, you got to go see Tool.
Yeah, that's the
don't you?
thing, though.
Well,
I don't know if I could have skipped Tool.
I saw a lot of really great bands
Yeah,
before
yeah.
them, so they, you know.
Yeah, 4 days, that's 80% of a work week, to put that
Yeah.
into perspective.
Well,
So
yeah, good point.
yeah, and I feel that's too much.
Okay.
If you're visiting family, 4 days seems right. But for like anything music related, 3's just right.
I didn't see us all being so on the same page with this.
And
here.
your topic leads right into mine.
Perfect.
All right, so Spotify has just announced something new called Reserved, a new feature that sets aside concert tickets for premium subscribers who are artists' biggest fans. The streaming service will partner with Live Nation to identify dedicated fans using streams, shares, and other platform activity, then reserve up to 2 tickets per selected fan. Those chosen get a day-long window to purchase tickets this summer when the program launches. Guys, buy or sell, Spotify is going to add a lot of premium subscribers with this new plan. Buy or sell.
Dave, you lost me at premium. Dave, you seem like the kind of guy who would put like cellophane on his window just so he could have like a barrier between you and your neighbor. You seem like the kind of guy that would like tint his windows illegally and then honestly you just tint your windows illegally, you know?
What's this got to do with the new concept called Reserved from Spotify?
I'm saying you want to separate yourself from other people, and you feel that like using your wealth to do that is the most
Using
socially
my
acceptable
wealth.
option.
So I'm
this
going
like
to take that as a sell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this like a lottery kind of?
Yeah. The company acknowledges there will be significantly more super fans than there will be tickets available on a tour. So
see.
not every fan will receive an offer. Spotify hasn't revealed participating artists or how many tickets will be reserved per show.
Listen, there's this thing called terrestrial local radio. And a lot of times they have ticket giveaways, and your chances of winning with them are way higher than Spotify Premium. I'm going to sell.
I like that.
Coop, what do you think?
Yeah, a couple issues here. Is it working? What ticket agency are they working with? Is that
Live Nation.
Yeah, yeah. So this is all. This is like some of the worst players in entertainment all working together to bring you whatever this is. So can you trust Spotify's data for one thing? Can you trust that it's not going to be gamed and super fans aren't going to just be algorithms that's ran by AIs to fake the gaming so they can get early access to the tickets to turn around and scalp them? I don't trust any of this. I think it's BS. I got to sell.
All right. Remember, the statement originally was Spotify is going to add a lot of
Oh yeah,
premium
that's right.
subs.
Now, you know what? I think people are. I think they're about tapped out.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
people are tapped out on premium subscriptions and everything else. I don't think this will add anything. I think people are done with subscription services, and this isn't going to make people go, "Oh, after all these years, now I'm finally going to go get Spotify." No, I don't
But
think so.
Dave Weekly can't get enough of these premium services. He loves playing.
Hey, you know, as long as it adds to the the shareholders.
Ooh,
Oh, boy.
All right.
12 extra dollars a month.
Boy,
Sign
you
me
stepped
up.
in it today, pal.
I guess I did. All right, Coop, bring this one in 2 minutes. Let's
All
go.
right, very quick. So, Tinder in India recently made a hot pink garbage truck go viral. They called it the Express Disposal Truck, drove it through Mumbai, parked it in busy spots, and invited newly single to literally throw away their excess stuff. Hoodies, love letters, equipment, whatever they wanted to throw away, people could pour it in. And it became an instant hit with getting filled up wherever they took it within the city. And that got me thinking a little bit. There's actually something to this concept with a breakup bin, because there's such thing as like disposal ceremonies, ritualistic letting go, like different things that people have to do to move on or to get over their previous significant other or whatever it might be. So that just got me thinking a little bit about it. You know, breakup bins as a concept, buy or sell.
I think it's a great idea. I'm going to absolutely buy this.
Nice.
And I'm going to absolutely buy this.
I'd also buy, but I can see the dollar signs in Dave's eyes. He's like, breakup premium service.
Well, we know what? 1 out of every 3 people in the relationship say they settled. Okay,
Yeah, right.
So listen, there's a lot of
for
it's
Dave,
a lot of potential customers.
For
here.
Dave, you can throw away clothes for free, but for a subscription, you can throw away like your equipment too.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. So that's a business plan.
I've seen a lot of people do this on social media where they'll have a bonfire and they burn all of their ex's stuff.
Right.
Why not? I mean, if you make some fun out of it, I'll buy it.
The breakup bin coming to a corner near you.
All right, Ryan, did you vote on this already?
Yeah.
So you're in?
Did I? I forget.
Oh, jeez, guys.
And on that note, we'll bring the festivities to a close. That's it for Buy or Sell. We do it every Friday at 4. We'll take a break. The Entertainment Report is next.
Don't forget about our podcast. Check out your favorite podcast provider or simply go to wvmetronews.com and click on the podcast link. This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
I always said I was going to move to a mountain in Tucker County, but probably going to put a data center on it. So I got to find a new plan.
Oh, you did not.
Oh, I did. Told you it's a little grumpy today.
Oh, man, you got some zingers today, Dave. I love it.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronewstv.com.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at wvhtf.org.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your App Store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
My dad was so cheap, he never once paid for a movie theater treat. Not once in his life.
It would be June in Iowa. That's like 108 degrees. And he would still put on a giant winter coat and pack it to the gills and then clink around the movie theater. And he'd just clink down to the aisle. And he'd sit down and then he'd pull cans of soda out of his sleeve and be like, pass them down. Pass them down. Okay, I'm gonna cough. And that's when we open them. Yeah! Hot root beer, right? We all love hot root beer.
All right, time for Talking TV and more. Here are the latest entertainment headlines from ABC.
ABC Entertainment News.
We'll take out every bad
The
guy.
Mandalorian and Grogu flies into theaters today. Director Jon Favreau told ABC News the new Star Wars film honors the world George Lucas created, even though it may be a little scary to some viewers.
That's part of the tradition of what, it's a scary world. The stakes are high, but the characters are heroic, pure of heart, and I think that it fits the same mythic structure.
You stand there. Kerry Washington is attached to star in and executive produce a new drama in development at Hulu called What Remains. It's based on Wendy Walker's 2023 novel of the same name. Disney is the parent company of Hulu, Lucasfilm, and ABC News. The Tony Awards have announced performances for the broadcast. The slate includes performances from Ragtime, Cats, The Jellicle Ball, The Lost Boys, and Schmigadoon. The Tony Awards will air live on CBS and stream on Paramount Plus on June 7th. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
And this is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun. Happy Friday, meteorologist Todd Nelson here with your local forecast. We have that flood watch in place through 8 a.m. Saturday to the west here. Areas of very heavy rain and excessive runoff, but an unsettled weekend. But more importantly, we are picking up some much needed rain. The latest drought monitor released this Thursday showing that there is a pretty large chunk of West Virginia under that severe risk, even an extreme risk. Or at least extreme drought over parts of the Panhandle. There's our flood watch through 8 a.m. Saturday. This is over the next 7 days now. We could be talking about 1 to maybe even close to 3 inches of rain in some spots. So again, through our Friday afternoon and evening, more widely scattered showers and storms. Again, that flood watch in place through 8 a.m. Saturday to the west with that locally heavy rain. Time now for a Fly CRW forecast. It starts at home and just about every city expecting some unsettled weather. Precipitation through Sunday could be approaching an inch plus from Panhandle to Panhandle. Saturday morning waking up to the 50s and temperatures into the 60s and 70s. As we travel to the east, again, excessive rainfall is possible with some 1+ inch total amounts through Sunday. 40s for those overnight lows, daytime highs into the 50s, so definitely cooler. As we travel to the south and west, you can see those precip amounts approaching an inch, 50s and 60s overnight with daytime highs Saturday approaching 80 to the south and west near Ripley and Spencer, and then farther south and west, again, Huntington, Wayne, Williamson, maybe an inch to nearly 2 inches with those overnight lows into the 50s and 60s as well. Madison, 80, same for Charleston. Here's our extended forecast, keeping the unsettled weather in place this upcoming weekend. And again, that much needed rain continues as we slide into next week, hopefully helping out with the drought situation.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Stay connected to what's happening today in West Virginia.
What about this and what about that? And it just went back and forth. And I was just the guy reading the text. Okay, so what's your take on the whole thing?
Well, now you just get me fired up. Now you just
so I'm gonna turn on. I'm gonna run down to Wendy's and grab a burger, and I'll be back.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television. The conversation starts long before the game.
He doesn't do this to other guests, but every time I'm on here, he creates distractions.
Disrespectful.
With his phone. I mean,
I have to have the phone on in case Pete Thamel breaks another story.
Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronews.com.
Oh, yeah. All right, 26 minutes till the hour. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, and it'll be 5 o'clock here in the old WV before you know it. And to that end, coming in hot, let's bring him on up to the stage, ladies and gentlemen. Pat Strader for another edition of Hashtag Beer Friday. Pat, how you doing, my man? Thanks for coming on the program today.
I'm doing great, Dave. Happy Beer Friday.
Happy Beer Friday to you as well. And let me first say I appreciate the fact you jumped on with us for an extra segment a couple of days ago to talk me through the Schlitz situation, shutting down or going on hiatus for after 177 years. Well, let me, before we get into the local stuff, just one more quick thing about Schlitz. I mean, how much value does that brand name have? Would any other company be interested in trying to acquire that name and bring it back?
It's entirely possible, but as I mentioned when we spoke on Wednesday, I mean the damage was done like 3 decades ago. By devaluing their own brand, by devaluing their product. So I don't know. It's interesting. I would never say never. That's for sure.
It's a cautionary tale, though, isn't it? I mean, where you have a product that was loved by a lot of people, primarily in the Midwest, primarily in Chicago, and suddenly the one thing that you can't do is mess with the recipe, and that's what they did.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, that's awful. All right. You know what? Let's talk about local stuff, and let's begin with the Brewgrass. So, what a great festival! It's in Huntington. Give me the details on that.
Yeah, so this is happening tomorrow at Heritage Station. I forget how many years they've been doing this now, but this is a really great event that they do there. They've got live music. They've got all kinds of vendors, of course. Beer, seltzers, ciders, wine, all kinds of great stuff. A nice lineup of music. And they got the Settlement as headlining, which, a lot of folks I know that are out there in listener land definitely know exactly who the Settlement is. So just, we are starting to get into the swing of festival season, Dave. So here we go.
Oh, you mentioned the Settlement. They'll be performing at Brewfest. But I also want to tell you that, did you see the lineup of bands that will be also on the bill? One of them is called Peg Bundy.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I did notice that.
So, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Peg Bundy is probably a pretty good band. I'm just gonna, and I love the name, so I think that's really good. And by the way, the other thing about this festival, it's going rain or shine. Okay,
that's right.
Because the weather forecast for this weekend, Memorial Day weekend, is not great.
And you know what, Dave? Some of the best beer festivals that I've ever been to have actually been in the rain. I was in Charleston, South Carolina for their massive one, and it was just a complete downpour, and people were just like, heck with it. We're having fun. We're going to get muddy. We're going to drink some beers.
There you go. Hey, Coop, we ought to bring Pat into this conversation we had in Buy or Sell today. So we had a buy or sell topic. You know your way around music festivals, Pat. So
I've been with you.
we had one of the topics today was that 4 days is too many and 3 days is just right. What do you think about that?
Well, okay. So if you would have asked me this a few years ago, I might have had a different answer. But yeah, three's probably pushing it for me, Dave.
Okay. Good. All right. Well, let me ask you this: have you ever been to a music festival and by the last day you were too tired to go see an act?
Dude, I was at the second Woodstock in the Mud Fest up there, and I mean, now we powered through, but boy.
So you were
that was a lot.
So you were at Woodstock 90?
That was 93.
93. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and you lived to tell the tale.
It was a mud fest.
Hey, you know what? We've been doing this segment a lot of years, and a constant source of information about what's been going on in the craft beer scene here in West Virginia has come from Charles Bachway. He's winding down his website, Brilliant Stream. What do you know about this?
Yeah, so, I saw Charles post this, and I've had the privilege of knowing Charles for, oh my goodness, 15 years or so now. And I've been to craft brewers conferences and hung out with him there, and of course, hanging out around the state and things like that. And genuinely, there is nobody in the state that really knows the industry inside and out like he does. He comes from a background working in the beverage industry, so he understands all the inner workings more so than most. And you know what? I want to congratulate him, first of all, on being able to retire. But I also I think that we all owe him a big thank you, because he has helped us all learn more about the breweries, the brewers, the stories behind them. And he's just done a fantastic job. It's not stopping cold. It's going to take him a little bit of time to wind this down, but I just really wanted to tip my hat to Charles and make sure that everybody was aware that he's finally going to retire.
All right, and I'm glad you brought this up because there's been a ton of great content. Not only the articles and the terrific photos, but some of the podcasts over there on that site just about the craft beer industry in our state have just been outstanding for years. So, Charles Bachway, congratulations on your retirement. And, you sent me the note. He's going to be continuing to post a few things over there. But just be aware, that Brilliant Stream is going to be winding down. What a great resource. All right, let's get back. Let's get back to the beer stuff, okay? The actual beer.
Yeah.
So what's going on at Bridge Brew Works?
Oh man, this is exciting. And so Bridge Brew Works is bringing, and they've brewed this beer before, but it's coming back again, Pillow Rock Pilsner. Now, there's a story here, Dave. So Nate Harold, who was one of the founders there at Bridge Brew Works, he kind of cut his teeth, if you will, in the brewing industry with the old Mountaineer Brew Pub, the West Virginia Brew Pub in Morgantown. And he worked for Art, who owns the brewery there. For anybody that went to WVU in the 90s, you know exactly where I'm talking about. It was one of the early craft breweries here in the state. Was previously known as the One Onion, then became the West Virginia Brewing Company. They had Pillar Rock Pilsners, they had Blackwater Stout, they had all these different types of beers. Well, when Art retired, he allowed Nate to take those recipes and those naming rights with him to Bridge Brew Works. So this is a real piece of West Virginia craft beer history right here. And it's a fantastic beer. If you like a light, crisp Pilsner, dude, they've got this thing dialed in. It's fantastic. So keep your eye out. Head over to Bridge Brew Works. Watch for their taps. Pillar Rock Pilsner is coming back.
Hey, we'll take questions for Pat. You can text those in 304-TALK 304 304-8255 304. Pat, you ready for a question from a listener?
I will give it my best, Dave.
All right, 304-319. Hey, Dave, does Pat know when 1863 Brewing will be opening at the former Morgantown Brewing location? Do you know anything about that?
Yeah. Well, okay, so I just saw a story about this, and it was a little late, and I don't have enough background information to send it over to you, but let's talk about it anyway, right?
Okay.
So I think this is tied in somehow, and I'm trying to understand this with the folks at Parkersburg Brewing, and it's my understanding that to start, they are going to brew one beer and one beer only. And they're going to be focusing on some of the history, of what those original, let's talk about Schlitz, right? Like those beers that they were brewing in the late 1800s, those really classic, light, crisp lagers. That's my understanding. But let me do some more homework on this and let me get back to you because, I'm just kind of learning about some of these things myself.
All right. Good deal, Pat. And thanks to that listener for the question. What's up at Big Timber? What's going on there?
Yeah. Big Timber. Okay, so they have their Timber Cutter. This is their low-calorie IPA. This is a low ABV, low-calorie IPA that still packs all that hoppy punch that everybody loves and enjoys about their IPAs. We've had a lot of people ask us about some of these lower-calorie types of options, which, Dave, I know you and I don't really kind of worry about, our waistlines, but, some people do. And so this is a really fantastic IPA. It is in cans, so keep your eye out for Timber Cutter coming in cans wherever you see Big Timber on the shelves.
And finally, it's time to celebrate a 4-year anniversary at 5th Street.
Yeah, this is amazing, man. I love it whenever we can talk about these things, Dave. 4 years of being in business for 5th Street. They have solidified themselves as part of the Charleston community by not only just being a great gathering spot, but just making great beers. They've got good food, and what an awesome location they have right there. It seems like just yesterday we were talking about them opening up, and now we're celebrating another brewery, another milestone. Congratulations to the entire team there at Fife. 4 years.
All right, and they've got some stuff going on there today as part of their 4th birthday. Yeah. $4 Charleston beers, $4 Quartet grilled cheeses, and any 4 packs for $40. That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, thank you, Dave. Yeah, I appreciate you mentioning that because I failed to say that it was happening today.
Hey, good local stuff as always, Pat. What's in your hand or what will be there soon?
Nothing yet. I'm going to play a little rainy weather cooler roulette here in just a moment and see what I can find.
All right, got to check in on your dad. How's he doing?
He's doing fantastic. I got to hang out with him just last weekend at graduation.
That's fantastic. All right, Pat, great stuff. And once again, thanks for jumping on with us on Wednesday to talk about Schlitz. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you next Friday.
Thanks for having me, Dave, and happy Beer Friday.
Happy Beer Friday to you as well. And that brings to a close another edition of #Beer Friday. We do it every Friday at 4:33 where we talk about beer and the craft beer industry here in the state of West Virginia. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. It'll be time for On This Date in just a moment.
Metro News Hotline presented by Salango Law will return right after these messages.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
What do you know about hot dogs? Because we've been all about hot dogs this week.
I love hot dogs, and I love them with Miracle Whip.
Oh, God, I forgot. Never mind.
And onions.
Okay.
I actually, yesterday morning, I had a hot dog for breakfast at 6:45 with onions and Miracle Whip.
And with that, we'll be back right after this.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Welcome back. 10 minutes till the hour. Brad Howe from Sportsline is going to be here in about 15 minutes. We'll talk about little Mountaineer baseball. West Virginia in the semifinals of the Big 12 baseball tournament in, surprise, Arizona tonight against the third seed Arizona State. Should be a pretty good ball game. You might want to put some coffee on or maybe try to get in the nap. That game's not going to start. First pitch isn't scheduled until 11 p.m. tonight, so we'll get into that. Also, we'll play in or out. That'll be at 5:25. And Aristotle Jones, Sounds Good West Virginia, will be here at 5:33, where we put the spotlight on local musical talent in our state that needs more attention and the venues where you can go in the Mountain State to hear live music. So that's coming up at 5:33. All right, time now for On This Date, and we'll start with the birthdays. And as always, we'll start with the sports birthdays. Very interesting list of sports birthdays today. You know, heard Mike Breen last night calling NBA playoff action for ESPN and ABC. He's been their primary announcer for the NBA on the Disney Network since 2006. He turned 65 yesterday. I didn't realize he was that old. Mike Breen, 65. Donald Royal, man, great college basketball player at Notre Dame, played with the Hornets, played with the Magic, 60 years old. Jose Mesa, closer for the Indians, the Phillies, 6 other teams. Jose Mesa is 60 years old. Man, you think about that blown save in that last World Series game against the Marlins. Man. Julian Edelman of the Patriots, 40 years old. Novak Djokovic, 39 years old. What a career. U.S. Olympic gold medal winning speed skater Apollo Ono, 44 years old today. Tommy John, you know, he wasn't just a type of arm surgery. He was an actual player. He is 83 years old today for the White Sox, for the Yankees, for the Dodgers. You know, let's go back to his original injury. It took place on August 22nd, 1968. He threw a pitch that was a little tight to the Tigers' second baseman, Dick McAuliffe, and he didn't like it. Here's Ernie Harwell on the call.
1-0, Tigers lead. They got that run in the opening inning. Man who scored is up there now, waiting on the 3-2 pitch from John. Watch out. That one just about hit him. I think Mac's a little perturbed. He's yelling out to Tommy John. Now he goes at him, and John tackles McAuliffe. Here comes Pete Ward in, Mickey Stanley. Salerno's there in the middle, and both dugouts empty, and the teams are going at it. Gates Brown is out there, and now the umpires are trying to separate the combatants here, and I think they situation has been still. John, I believe, has hurt his arm.
So there you go. So Tommy John, that was his original injury back in 1968, and then the surgery that was originally performed on Tommy John that has been performed thousands of times since then. Tommy John turning 83 years old today. From entertainment, birthdays today. Bernie Taupin, the lyricist for Elton John, is 76 years old. The supermodel Naomi Campbell is 56 years old. On this date, 1972, Richard Nixon, the president, becomes the first president to visit the Soviet Union.
We have agreed on ways of working together to protect the environment, to advance health, to cooperate in science and technology. We have agreed on means of preventing incidents at sea. We have established a commission to expand trade between our two nations. Most important, we have taken an historic first step in the limitation of nuclear strategic arms.
So there you go. Nixon visiting the Soviet Union in 1972. On this date, 1985, A View to a Kill, the 14th James Bond film, the last to star Roger Moore, premieres in San Francisco.
Roger Moore is James Bond 007 with Tanya Roberts, Grace Jones, and Christopher Walken. Has James Bond finally met his match? Find out this summer in A View to a Kill. Title song performed by Duran Duran.
I got to get that in there. Also on this date, 1992, Johnny Carson makes his final appearance as the host of The Tonight Show. Our musical birthday to the break today, Morrissey from the Smiths and his solo career is 67. The 5 things to know at 5 o'clock in sports are coming up next.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer golf coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
On the next State of Minds.
When something like punk rock comes around, it's very anti-everything, and people were really looking down on what they were brought up with. And for us, we found it was kind of fun to embrace it.
Is it a moment or like they're having an episode?
No, but you're right. You're right. We are having a moment. Yeah.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Sports headlines at 5 o'clock. Major League Baseball. Bucks are at the Blue Jays tonight in Toronto. The Reds game with the Cardinals in Cincinnati has been rained out tonight. They'll play a split doubleheader tomorrow at Great American Ballpark. WVU baseball, they'll take on Arizona State in the semifinals of the Big 12 tournament. We'll talk about that with Brad Howe coming up in about 5 minutes here on the program. The state track and field championships are underway here in Charleston, and in the boys Quad A competition, Morgantown and University share the lead at the moment with Hurricane third. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun. Happy Friday, meteorologist Todd Nelson here with your local forecast. We have that flood watch in place through 8 a.m. Saturday. To the west here, areas of very heavy rain and excessive runoff, but an unsettled weekend. But more importantly, we are picking up some much needed rain. The latest drought monitor released this Thursday showing that there is a pretty large chunk of West Virginia under that severe risk, even an extreme risk. Or at least extreme drought over parts of the Panhandle. There's our flood watch through 8 a.m. Saturday. This is over the next 7 days now. We could be talking about 1 to maybe even close to 3 inches of rain in some spots. So again, through our Friday afternoon and evening, more widely scattered showers and storms. Again, that flood watch in place through 8 a.m. Saturday to the west with that locally heavy rain. Time now for a Fly CRW forecast. It starts at home and just about every city expecting some unsettled weather. Precipitation through Sunday could be approaching an inch plus from Panhandle to Panhandle. Saturday morning waking up to the 50s and temperatures into the 60s and 70s. As we travel to the east, again, excessive rainfall is possible with some 1+ inch total amounts through Sunday. 40s for those overnight lows, daytime highs into the 50s, so definitely cooler. As we travel to the south and west, you can see those precip amounts approaching an inch, 50s and 60s overnight with daytime highs Saturday approaching 80 to the south and west near Ripley and Spencer. And then farther south and west, again, Huntington, Wayne, Williamson, maybe an inch to nearly 2 inches with those overnight lows into the 50s and 60s as well. Madison, 80, same for Charleston. Here's our extended forecast, keeping the unsettled weather in place this upcoming weekend. And again, that much needed rain continues as we slide into next week, hopefully helping out with the drought situation.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
This is Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law. Metro News Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour. Navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more. From a Mountain State point of view, Hotline is a no politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304. 304-TALK-304. Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right, welcome back to the show. It's 5:06 in West Virginia. Time to start the third and final hour of our program, Metro News Hotline. I tell you what, it's been a long week, but we're coming in hot to the Memorial Day weekend. Got a lot of good stuff. Brad Howe coming up, in or out, Aristotle Jones. But first, let's enjoy the fanfare to the Memorial Day weekend.
Solo cup, I fill you up. Let's have a party. Let's have a party. I love you, Red Solo. Somebody's working for the weekend. Everybody wants a new romance. It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend.
Enough is enough. I have had it with these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday parade.
All right, there you go. It is officially Memorial Day weekend. And frankly, folks, not a moment too soon. Not a moment too soon. All right. Also in this hour, I told you about Brad Howe coming up. We'll play in or out Aristotle Jones. We'll get some of your responses to our question of the day. We're going to reset that here in just a moment. Also, the state track and field meet is going on just a few blocks from here at the University of Charleston Stadium, Laidley Field. What do we got going on here? We'll give you some of the rundown of some of the team points to this point in all 4 Mountain State classes for the boys and the girls competition. And we should be getting the prelims underway here in about 15 minutes or so. For the girls, 200 meter is in A, AA, AAA, and Quad A. So we're keeping our eyes on that. So we'll give you a little update on what's going on with the state track and field tournament here in championships here in just a minute. But let me do a quick update on our question of the day. Man, what a terrible story that was breaking literally as we were leaving the air yesterday about Kyle Busch from NASCAR, two-time points champion. He just won the truck race last weekend. He has passed away at the age of 41. Started having some problems on Wednesday when he was in a simulator in Concord, and then was in the hospital yesterday and passed away. Just a tragic situation. So here's the question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law. Where does Kyle Busch rank among the all-time NASCAR drivers? Is Kyle Busch a top 5 talent in NASCAR history based on pure driving ability, regardless of how you felt about his personality? All right. Where does Busch rank among the all-time best in NASCAR? And is he a top 5 driver in pure talent, driving ability, regardless of how you felt about his personality? We got a lot of response to this. You can jump in there too. 304-TALK, 304-304-8255, 304. You can get to me on X2 at Weekly, W-E-E-K-L-E-Y, one word, 3 E's, W-E-E-K-L-E-Y. Daniel from Oakland sent me this. He goes, Dave, I've got Busch at number 5 behind Petty, Jimmy Johnson, Gordon, and Dale Earnhardt. He racked up a ton of truck and Busch and Xfinity points. He's the reason Cup drivers are capped on how many lower series races they can run. Anthony in Clarksburg on X. Dave, he could definitely drive, probably top 10. Wasn't a fan, but respected the talent, praying for his family. Here is Bananas for WV. Dave, I know people who still cry over the loss of Dale Earnhardt. Yes, he'll go down with the greats. I'm partial to Richard Petty. Remember watching him with his dad. He called him the king. We got a bunch of response to this. We'll get into those in a bit. But I haven't talked to Brad Howe in a bit, and he joins us now, co-host of Sportsline, to talk a little bit about Mountaineer sports and what's going on with the Mountaineer baseball team. How you doing today, Brad?
Hello, Dave. Doing great.
Yeah, I haven't talked to you in a couple of weeks. Oh, I got to ask you. We were talking about this in the 3 o'clock hour. Did you played high school baseball, right?
I played, baseball through college.
Okay. Did you participate in track and field when you were in high school?
Did not. Football, basketball, baseball.
Okay. If you had your druthers, would you rather be a high jumper or a pole vaulter?
High jumper.
High jumper. That's what Coop said.
The pole vaulter is so impressive. Both of those are so impressive to me because I wasn't a great leaper. But pole vaulter, it always freaks me out a little bit because that dang pole is bending so much. What if that snaps on you? You're up a little bit too high. I don't like heights. I'm out. Give me the high jumper.
I just remember, when you watch somebody who knows what they're doing and they're pole vaulting, they make it look like you can do it. But when you actually try it, okay, running with that pole and you got to place the pole in the right spot and then just try to get off the ground. That was tough enough for me. I think high jump's the answer.
My point on it was with the high jump, you can like if you're running from a rabid dog or something, you could easily clear the fence. You could like in that 8-foot fence, you could like clear over it and the dog couldn't get you. As a pole vaulter, you could get out of like a walled city.
Yeah, that's right.
So, I mean, in real life skills, they both have their uses.
Yeah, Snake Plissken your way, like
guys,
Escape from New York.
Of all the great athletic feats we've seen come through West Virginia University, one that I think is way up there, former star gymnast Kristen Quackenbush. So she was the gymnast of the year, right? Won the gymnastics Heisman one of the years she competed. Finishes her eligibility in gymnastics, transfers over and becomes an All-American pole vaulter with a great combination of speed to get down the runway and then the strength to be able to carry the pole and launch yourself, and then obviously the body control. So Quack being a 2-time All-American, including the best gymnast in America, and then transferring that over to a great pole vaulter is way up on my list of impressive things.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Mountaineer baseball. They're in the middle of the Big 12 tournament in Arizona. They play in the semifinals tonight against the 3-seed Arizona State. WV was the 2-seed. First, before we talk about that game, watching the game last night against K-State, even though the score was 4-2, I never really felt like West Virginia was going to lose that game. Were you ever?
Agree.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I thought West Virginia was totally in control of that. Now, when it was 1-0, I was getting a little anxious there until West Virginia popped it open. And I thought, Dave, what a great example of this current version of West Virginia baseball. I thought it was on display last night perfectly. Maxiell, Big 12 pitcher of the year, comes out and is throwing an absolute gem. A no-no into the 6th and just was so dynamic. Then you go to the bullpen, bring in one of the 2 or 3 best pitchers in the league as well, in Ian Korn. He shuts down the rest of the way as well. He was lights out. On the other side, the offensive side, Gavin Kelly continues to be blistering hot, especially going deep again. His 13th home run on the season. 7 of those, Dave, have come over the last 9-10 days here. He's been so hot. So that was on display as one of the nation's best players. And then the small ball that West Virginia was able to play with the 2 bunts and the base runners. I thought it was a perfect example of how West Virginia plays and how it's got itself to this point in the season.
All right, so tonight against Arizona State, Chanson Cole will go for WVU. You mentioned Korn came in relief last night. West Virginia got a bye in the first 2 rounds of this event. You don't really want to see a high-scoring game, anything that could maybe test the bullpen. But is Korn unavailable tonight after throwing yesterday against K-State?
I don't know if anybody's unavailable this time of the season, but I did do some. Thank you for the question. We didn't even talk before the show. I actually looked into that just to see if he would be available tonight. Only one time did he pitch in back-to-back games. That was against Texas Tech on April 11th and 12th. His most other work close together, he had 3 appearances in 5 days, pitching against Marshall and then in that Texas Tech series. And then he went a couple days later against Penn State, then a few days later against Houston. So he had 5 appearances over 11 days. Since then, so most of the last month, he's averaged more than 6 days between appearances and nearly 7 days between appearances. So I think if you're Steve Saban tonight, if we want to project out a little bit, I think you're hoping Cole does what he does and gets you deep into this game. And if not, you've got the relay tandem there of Bassinger over to Estridge to get you home, and then likely makes Korn available tomorrow if need be in a championship game. So I would expect that's how you handle it. But as Steve said last night, he doesn't want to walk out of Arizona leaving his best pitchers on the sideline. But if I was guessing, without Korn doing much of that this year, really hardly any of it, I would expect to try and get him a day off today.
So when West Virginia and Arizona State met earlier this year, the Mountaineers kind of ran wild on the bases. They were 7-7 in their stolen base attempts. Do you expect the same kind of thing tonight, a little small ball action?
I think if you can do that, that's what West Virginia does, right? So I think they're going to try and play like they play. The power surge led by Kelly has started to pick up here late, so you feel a little bit better about that. But, yeah, I think you saw it last night. When West Virginia gets base runners on and can start running and bunting, that's when they're at their best. And so you got to counter Hairston in some way. The stud from Arizona State just mashes at the plate. So, yeah, I think if you're West Virginia and you're getting runners on, you're going to see them in motion tonight.
Arizona State, I mean, one of those programs that's got lots of history in college baseball. They got a handful of national championships. I think they've won 5 national titles, but they really haven't accomplished a lot, in terms of what they've done since they've gotten into the Big 12 tournament. They got bounced out in the first round last year. Cincinnati really helped them out last night in the late game out there in Arizona, committed 4 errors. They got up early. How good is Arizona State? What do you think?
It's a good question, and you're right. That's a traditional power, Dave. You're in our age range. You remember them every year seemingly in Omaha, and so, yeah, I have vivid memories of watching them in the summertime when the College World Series rolled around. I just think it speaks more to just the strength of this league. And you just mentioned a couple. West Virginia's turned into a powerhouse, not just in this league, but nationally, right? That wasn't the case 5, 10, 15 years ago, certainly when Arizona State was rolling. How about Cincinnati? They had a great year this year, you mentioned. That's a team that was in line for at least hosting discussion. It was probably going to be tough for them to get all the way there, but they're going to be a nice seed in the NCAA tournament. So to me, I think it speaks more to how good this league is and the talent being spread across more teams. We see that in a lot of college sports now. I think that's really true in baseball and certainly evidenced no more so than by West Virginia.
Hey, we don't have time to really dig into this, but The Big 12 spring meetings are next week. We already know that the commissioner is on board for a 24-game playoff expansion. Are all the teams in the league, are they also on board with this, do you think?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would think most are on, or they're going to show support. If Yormark's out endorsing that, I would think that's probably where this particular group lands.
Yeah.
Hey, can I give you one thing before we get out of here?
Sure, yeah.
I got to give a shout-out to the Glenville State Pioneers softball team. Did you see this story? Just advancing on to the College World Series here within the last half an hour. They won an elimination game against Kutztown in Game 3 of the best-of-3 Super Regional on Kutztown's home field. So Sarah Schoon and company advancing on to the College World Series for the first time ever. So congratulations to Glenville.
So Glenville, are they now in women's sports, are they the Pioneers or are they still the Lady Pioneers?
I think probably Lady Pioneers.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. All right. Tell you what, let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll play in or out in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Grant Maltba, project manager with CEC. Ever dreamt of working hands-on with wildlife? As a bat biologist at CEC, I do just that. Every day is a new adventure, tackling unique challenges and helping clients meet their Endangered Species Act requirements. It's not just rewarding for me, but it boosts our local economy and aids bat conservation too. Want to make a difference in the field? Join us at CEC. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
Hotline with Dave Weekly will return on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? Odd times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
I always said I was going to move to a mountain in Tucker County, but probably going to put a data center on it, so I got to find a new plan.
Oh, you did not.
Oh, I did. Told you I was a little grumpy today.
Oh, man, you got some zingers today, Dave. I love it.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronewstv.com.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer golf coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at wvhtf.org.
What do you know about hot dogs? Because we've been all about hot dogs this week.
I love hot dogs, and I love them with Miracle Whip.
Oh, God, I forgot. Never mind. I forgot
and
about
onions.
this. Okay.
I actually, yesterday morning, I had a hot dog for breakfast at 6:45 with onions and Miracle Whip.
And with that, we'll be back right after this.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
All right, welcome back. Look at this, putting the gang back together for old school in or out. All in our places with bright, shining faces.
When's the last time? I mean, Brad hasn't been here for a while. I don't know. It's been a while since we've had this crew.
I haven't talked to Brad in about a month, right?
Right.
But let's do it. Every day at this time, we focus on the stuff you talk about at the office. We call it in or out. The setup is simple. 3 categories: food or beverage, gut reaction. Finally, this one's about a celebrity. The topics of which change daily. Let's get started with food or beverage. Coop, are you ready to go?
I mean, I better be after all this time.
Yeah, French's is turning its famous yellow mustard green for a limited edition release called Grummy's Green Mustard. The product launches nationwide June 1st in partnership with the upcoming Minions and Monsters movie. Grummy's Green Mustard. Coop, in or out? Green mustard.
I mean, I'm not really into these things. I think it's a little off-putting, like when they do these collars on like the ketchups and stuff like that. It's a marketing thing. It will pass in a couple weeks or whatever, and it's fine. I mean, it's not for me, but it's unoffensive, so I'll be in.
All right, your daughter, she's in on this, I'm guessing.
No, oh no, you don't know how my daughter is with like textures and collars and things. If it doesn't match, it would be a major issue.
I stand corrected. All right, Ryan, what are your thoughts on Grummy's Green Mustard, in or out?
I'm sure there's like some guy at the mustard factory who's like, man, we got so many barrels of rotten, expired mustard that have all turned green. What are we going to do? Oh, my God. I'll be out.
Gonna be out.
Oh.
Gonna be out. Brad, the color change comes from a plant-based ingredient that creates a bright green hue without altering the flavor. Green mustard, in or out?
Well, Coop said it. Marketing scheme, and as an old marketing guy, I applaud and respect that. I like the tie-in. I like doing something a little bit different to kick up the normal yellow mustard there. So creative, wouldn't eat it though. Out.
Yeah, I can't do this.
I'm the only one in?
I can't do this. Man, it takes me forever to go through a thing of mustard.
And you're very particular about your mustard anyway.
I know.
You're a very particular mustardy
I'm
kind
a
of guy.
stadium mustard.
Stadium only, yeah, I know.
All right, gut reaction is next. Oh, check this out. Talking about marketing. Apple TV is going to make sports production history tomorrow by streaming a live Major League Soccer match filmed only with iPhones. The LA Galaxy Houston Dynamo FC game in Carson, California will be captured using iPhone 17 Pros. Apple said the broadcast will deliver the pristine video quality fans expect alongside dynamic new perspectives. Shooting an MLS game with iPhones, in or out?
I think it's majorly interesting, and it's so incredible that we carry around these video production units in our pocket now. You know, I remember going to Washington, D.C. and getting the disposable, like, little thing. It looked like a candy bar that I would take my pictures on. So it's pretty amazing that we've come so far. There's nothing wrong with this. I mean, it's just showing off the technology, right? I got to be in.
All right. Ryan, what are your thoughts on this? Apple TV making production history, streaming a live MLS match tomorrow using only iPhones, in or out?
It would be so funny if it came out like really bad and people are like, man, who shot this? It looks like it was shot on
Android
a phone.
stock soars.
Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like they're just like saving a buck and trying to spin it a good way. So I'll be out.
Gonna be out. I really want to know what Brad thinks about this. Let's find out. What do you think, Brad? Apple TV is going to make history tomorrow by streaming a Major League Soccer match with an iPhone.
I think this is fascinating, number one. The attempt, very good, so I applaud that. And Coop, you're right. What an amazing thing technology-wise that this is where we're at, that you can shoot a professional sporting event off a phone, and it probably will look pretty good. That's one. Imagine the possibilities it opens for entry into this market of broadcasting if this comes off well and looks good. And then number three, given the love Ben Stiller got today on Twitter for shooting some of those Knicks highlights on his phone courtside, absolutely. This is a great move. I like this. Way in.
Yeah, you know what? I'm in on this as well, and it's going to make me check out the game. I'm going to check out the game, and that's the point, right? All right, finally, this one's about a celebrity. Joey Chestnut is going to defend his hot dog eating title while on probation for battery. The 17-time champ's attorney called the incident just a misunderstanding, and Joey Chestnut wants to accept responsibility for his actions. Police reports that Chestnut was intoxicated, couldn't remember the altercation, Major League Eating's president confirmed the incident, says it won't affect his eligibility for competition. Joey Chestnut, in or out?
I'm glad that professional eating takes on the same standards as the other professional sports when it comes to athlete discipline. So huge kudos to them there. No eligibility concerns. I'm of two minds here. I don't like hearing about the abuse or the assault or whatever it was thing. Battery, right? The battery thing. But he's been a guest on the program.
Yes, he has.
Man, guests on the program get like the golden halo, man. They get the golden halo.
Solid point.
So for that, and assuming that maybe I don't know, he blitzed out or something. I don't know, but I'll be slightly in, pending more information. I guess.
All right, Ryan, Joey Chestnut, in or out?
How many hot dogs do you have to eat to avoid jail time?
Well, he's got the record for July 4th, 70 in 10 minutes.
All right. That's a good amount. I guess we'll be in.
All right, Brad.
Please come back to the show.
Brad, by the way, he's just coming off the Ultimate Bologna Showdown, 16 pounds in 8 minutes. Joey Chestnut, in or out?
Well, Coop, I don't know that I can do any better than how you just laid it out. Echo your thoughts completely. Need more information on what the other thing is. Don't like it just on its surface. But, man, it's not an eating contest unless Joey Chestnut's in on it. So I'll reluctantly be in for that reason.
I am also in. Hey, Brad, thanks for your time today. I do appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we'll take a break. Aristotle Jones is next. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun. Happy Friday. Meteorologist Todd Nelson here with your local forecast. We have that flood watch in place through 8 a.m. Saturday. To the west here, areas of very heavy rain and excessive runoff, but an unsettled weekend. But more importantly, we are picking up some much needed rain. The latest drought monitor released this Thursday showing that there is a pretty large chunk of West Virginia under that severe risk, even an extreme risk. Or at least extreme drought over parts of the Panhandle. There's our flood watch through 8 a.m. Saturday. This is over the next 7 days now. We could be talking about 1 to maybe even close to 3 inches of rain in some spots. So again, through our Friday afternoon and evening, more widely scattered showers and storms. Again, that flood watch in place through 8 a.m. Saturday to the west with that locally heavy rain. Time now for a Fly CRW forecast. It starts at home and just about every city expecting some unsettled weather. Precipitation through Sunday could be approaching an inch plus from Panhandle to Panhandle. Saturday morning waking up to the 50s and temperatures into the 60s and 70s. As we travel to the east, again, excessive rainfall is possible with some 1+ inch total amounts through Sunday. 40s for those overnight lows, daytime highs into the 50s, so definitely cooler. As we travel to the south and west, you can see those precip amounts approaching an inch, 50s and 60s overnight with daytime highs Saturday approaching 80 to the south and west near Ripley and Spencer. And then farther south and west, again, Huntington, Wayne, Williamson, maybe an inch to nearly 2 inches with those overnight lows into the 50s and 60s as well. Madison, 80, same for Charleston. Here's our extended forecast, keeping the unsettled weather in place this upcoming weekend. And again, that much needed rain continues as we slide into next week, hopefully helping out with the drought situation.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Stay connected to what's happening today in West Virginia.
What about this and what about that? And it just went back and forth. And I was just the guy reading the text. Okay, so what's your take on the whole thing?
Well, now you just get me fired up. Now you just
So I'm gonna turn on. I'm gonna run down to Wendy's and grab a burger, and I'll be back.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television. The conversation starts long before the game.
he doesn't do this to other guests, but every time I'm on here, he creates distractions.
Disrespectful.
With his phone. I mean,
I have to have the phone on in case Pete Thamel breaks another story.
Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television, available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronews.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. 26 minutes till the hour. Aristotle Jones and Sounds Good West Virginia. We'll get to that in just a sec, but we've got a developing news situation here in Charleston. Jeff Jenkins is here from the newsroom. What's going on, Jeff?
Well, there's a traffic accident, and given this is a really busy travel day, Dave, and this intensifies this all the more. We got a lot of elevated interstates in Charleston, right, that pass over the city. So we've got a wreck on one of those, and a car actually, it would have tumbled off of that elevated interstate if it wasn't for a light pole.
Oh, man.
So there's a passenger car that is pinned against one of those light poles with three of its four tires off of the bridge. So there was a wreck. It's wet here. So this car is kind of wrapped around this light pole. Now, where is it? It is right past the State Lottery building, right past Women and Children's Hospital. If you're heading east into Charleston, and right past the split. So right past the split, you can either go obviously straight up 79, 77 toward Parkersburg, or if you're going to Beckley or through Charleston, you're on the right on the split. That's where it is. It's right after the split.
Do we know anything about the passengers in the car?
We don't know anything yet, but the car is pretty beat up as you look at it. And so traffic is backed up. They got that split closed. So traffic is backed up all the way back toward South Charleston, coming in on 64. And then anybody that's trying to come up for them from US Route 119 quarter G, that's all backed up, trying to get on, going that way. So some people are getting off, coming through downtown Charleston, trying to get around it. And you could come through downtown Charleston and, get on right here. Right past the station, right here, Leon Sullivan. You could get back on that way. So there are ways to get around it, but it's really backed up on a really busy travel day.
Man, yeah, and at absolutely the worst time, 5 o'clock when people are trying to get out of town, get home from work, and not to mention it's Memorial Day weekend.
Right.
All right, Jeff. So this picture will be posted at the website.
In just a couple of minutes.
All right, good.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right.
Thanks, Jeff. All right, Coop, we haven't talked to Brad Howe in a bit. Now we get to make contact with Aristotle Jones. So let's see if we remember how to introduce his segment. Let's have it.
Oh, those West Virginia.
Oh, I tell you what, I think that's a passable grade. Of course, I would say that. I would say that.
You would.
Aristotle Jones, how you doing, man? What's going on?
I think you passed. The boys are crushing the high notes. Hey, way to go.
Hey, man, are you working over Memorial Day weekend? What do you got going on?
Oh, it's a busy weekend, Dave. I got a twofer tomorrow. I got to get up early and go to Delfest in Cumberland, Maryland. Then we're going to drive all the way down to White Sulphur Springs at 5:30 p.m. We'll be performing at the West Virginia Dandelion Festival. So I'm going all through the mountains tomorrow.
Wow.
And on Sunday, I'll be back in Cumberland at Delfest for an acoustic set. So it's going to be a zigzaggy kind of weekend for me, but I love it.
All right. Well, I tell you what, that drive now from Cumberland to White Sulphur, that'll get your attention.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, and it's going to be my first time really just chunking through all of that mountains, man. There is no straight way. We're going to be hugging the curves and the country roads during this trip.
All right. Sounds good. All right. We focus in on musical talent in our state that needs attention. But the other thing that we do with this segment is talk about places you can go in West Virginia to hear live music. So let's start there.
Oh, well, you got to start at the Lake House out at Cheat Lake. They just announced a wonderful summer concert series. If you haven't been there, the Lake House is a popular family-owned restaurant. It's right on the lake. It's great for waterfront dining. It's right next to the Sunset Beach Marina, so you can get like a pontoon boat and come and pull up on the boat and get off and then go right into the restaurant. But every weekend they have some of the best singer-songwriter acts from North Central West Virginia, like Kelly Lynott, Jeff Grable, and so many more. So you want to check out the Lake House if you have a little bit of time. You want to take it easy on a Saturday afternoon.
Sounds good. Our good sound of the week, we're highlighting somebody that appeared on AJT, America's Got Talent.
That's right. So Bill Taylor and the Appalachian Heathens are actually from Kentucky, but they've been spending so much time in West Virginia. I just had to bring them, bring attention to them. Of course, they kind of got some national acclaim from being on America's Got Talent, and they did a great cover song. And frontman Bill Taylor is a full-time truck driver who hauls mobile homes. And their sound blends powerful vocal deliveries with raw energy and traditional Appalachian storytelling. So I figured we listen to one of Bill Taylor and the Appalachian Heathens songs. So here's here's Strength.
Granddaddy died breathing in. She broke his back making a die. Feed 15 kids, 5 was in his. He'd sell homegrown tomatoes on the side of the road, along with the other knickknacks he had. So the extra spending in an old shoebox that was hid underneath Mama's bed, to buy clothes for the kids in the winter. He wouldn't spend a dime on himself over any unknowns that might come around to try to bring that poor family down. Well, one time got hard, that was...
All right, Bill Taylor and the Appalachian Heathens, and I Want You Back. That's the clip. So let's talk a little bit about the 8th annual Brewgrass Festival in Huntington. We mentioned that briefly in the 4 o'clock hour. Give me the details on that.
Well, I'm so glad to kind of give this event a second look because, it's happening right at Heritage Station. I grew up in Huntington, and I love the fact that it's just booming with live music. So the festival is going to be going on tomorrow from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. at, of course, the historic Heritage Station downtown. It's hosted by TAPS. At Heritage is a popular Memorial Day tradition that combines regional craft beverages with live music and community fundraising. And here's the lineup. So at 1 p.m., you got Peg Bundy. At 2:15, you got Brad Goodall. At 3:30, you got Massing. And at 4:45, closing out as the headliner is the Settlement. So it's going to be a great event, a little bit of rock and roll over the jam. So I thought we listened to a really fun song. It's got a lot of raw energy. So here is Massing with Chemicals.
It's like I left my chemicals open, baby, like they're losing all their potency. I don't feel nothing, can't feel nothing no more. It's like I'm losing myself here lately. Maybe that's just a me problem, hey, we'll see. Well, I got no time now, I got no time to waste on me.
All right, there you go. Hey, man, run down your schedule again for tomorrow for people who are in the area because you're busy tomorrow.
I am busy. So if you're at Del Fester in Cumberland, Maryland, I'm going to be opening up the festival tomorrow at 10 a.m. We're going to be performing at the Bloody Mary breakfast stage they have there. Then we're going to be at 5:30 p.m. We'll be in White Sulphur Springs for the Dandelion Festival. And then at 7:30, stick around down there because Corduroy Brown is going to be headlining tonight. So it's just a great day of music, mountains, and, festival season's back, baby.
I hear you. Hey, finally, what do you got going on your show tomorrow morning? Heard on many of these stations, including our flagship 580 WCHS.
Well, I told you that the settlement will be headlining the Brewgrass Festival in Huntington, so we're going to be talking to Colton Settle. He's the lead singer of the settlement, one of the founders. We talk about what it's like doing your own festival, recording live, being part of the West Virginia music scene. It's electric. You're going to have a great time listening, so tune in here on WCHS, WAJR in Morgantown, WDNE in Elkins, and WKMZ in Clarksburg.
All right, sounds good. Aristotle Jones, you the man. Sounds good, West Virginia. We'll do it again next Friday at 5:33. Have a great week.
Looking forward to seeing you again next week, Dave.
All right, sounds good. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We've got this seeding for the West Virginia High School softball tournament. We're also, speaking of high school sports, we've also got the state track and field championships here in Charleston. We'll take a peek at how the team scores are going in all 4 Mountain State classes. We'll do that when we come back. Stay tuned.
Hotline with Dave Weekly will return on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
I always said I was going to move to a mountain in Tucker County, but probably going to put a data center on it, so I got to find a new plan.
Oh, you did not.
Oh, I did. Told you I was a little grumpy today.
Oh, man, you got some zingers today, Dave. I love it.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer golf coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
What do you know about hot dogs? Because we've been all about hot dogs this week.
I love hot dogs, and I love them with Miracle Whip.
Oh, God, I forgot. Never mind.
And onions.
Okay.
I actually, yesterday morning, I had a hot dog for breakfast at 6:45 with onions and Miracle Whip.
And with that, we'll be back right after this.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
All right, welcome back to the show. It is about 12 minutes till the hour. We got a lot of stuff going on today, but I did want to run down some of the information about the West Virginia High School softball tournament that'll be taking place in Little Creek Park in South Charleston. It'll begin on Wednesday next week and conclude on Thursday. We now have the tournament seeds, so let's go through this. We'll start with Class Quad A, West Virginia's largest classification, where Cabell Midland is the top seed. There are 8 seeds, obviously, in each of the 4 Mountain State classes. In Quad A, Cabell Midland is the top seed, followed by University, George Washington, Morgantown, Hurricane, Parkersburg South, Washington, and Jefferson. Those are your top 8 seeds in Class Quad A. As far as AAA is concerned, John Marshall is the top seed, followed by Winfield, Hoover is the 3, Point Pleasant the 4 seed, Kaiser, Pikeview, Brook, RCB. That's AAA. Once again, the seeds for this is high school softball, the tournament in the middle of next week here in South Charleston at Little Creek Park. In AAA, John Marshall, Winfield, Hoover, Point Pleasant, Kaiser, Pikeview, Brook, and RCB. In AA, Logan is the number 1 seed, followed by Petersburg, Sissonville, and Weir. That's the top 4. 5 through 8, Oak Hill, Independence, Lincoln, and Midland Trail. Those AA seeds once again. Logan number 1, followed by Petersburg, Sissonville, Weir, Oak Glen, Independence, Lincoln, and Midland Trail. And in Class Single A, Wahama at 22 and 11 on the season. That is the top seed, followed by Sherman, Ritchie County, Wheeling Central, Pendleton County, Man, Greenbrier West, and East Hardy. Once again, the Class A seeds for the state softball tournament next week, beginning Wednesday in South Charleston. This is Class A, Wahama, Sherman, Ritchie County, Wheeling Central, Pendleton County, Man, Greenbrier West, and East Hardy. All right, by the way, all this information, the seedings, and all the first-round matchups are available at the website, wvmetronews.com. Click through to the sports and then dig down into high school sports, and you'll see it. It is all laid out. It got posted right before 3 o'clock this afternoon. Okay, let's talk a little bit about what's going on at the state high school track and field meet here in Charleston this afternoon. It began at noon and runs through tomorrow. Let's, we talked a little bit about this, that the prelims for the girls 200 meters in all 4 classifications began about 20 minutes ago. So that's what's going on. So when you're driving through town, or maybe if you're in traffic and you're looking over into UC Stadium at Lately Field, that's what you're seeing. You're seeing the state track and field meet. And I tell you what, it seems like it's an annual thing that the thing is hampered a little bit by rain, but they're trying to get through it over there right now. Let's take a look at some of the team scores here, and we'll start with the boys competition. Wahama, always a really good track program in West Virginia. Right now, they've got the lead in Class A, followed by Ritchie County and Tucker County. In boys AA at the moment, here's another program that really does well in high school track and field here in the Mountain State, Doddridge County. Doddridge County's got a comfortable lead on Williamstown and Lincoln at the moment. Boys AAA, Kaiser for the moment has the lead over Point Pleasant. Winfield is in third. Winfield's a traditional high school track and field power here in the Mountain State. And in Quad A, University High has now bolted into the lead over Huntington and Morgantown. So the Hawks are number 1 in Quad A. This is boys, followed by the Pony Express of Huntington, and the Mohegans of Morgantown High are third. That is the story for the boys competition. And as I said, this is just a snapshot of what's going on right now at the state track meet. This will continue through tomorrow. Let's get into the girls competition. In Single A, Wheeling Central leads the way, and Charleston Catholic is running second. Charleston Catholic is expected to be in the running for team titles in Single A in both the boys and the girls competition. But right now, Wheeling Central Catholic has the lead. Wahama is third. In Double A, and this is the girls, Williamstown is number 1. They've got a comfortable lead, at least for the moment, over Doddridge County. And Lincoln is also tied for second. In Triple A, this is the girls. Greenbrier East has the lead, followed by Hoover, and Bridgeport is a running third. This is in AAA. And finally, in girls Quad A, Huntington has a comfortable lead, at least for the moment, over Parkersburg and Morgantown. Parkersburg has a 1-point lead at the moment over Morgantown High. This is the Quad A girls competition. That'll be continuing through tomorrow. All right. So, moving on. We've got a couple of other things we want to talk about. Major League, here in town, the Dirty Birds are back in town to open up a weekend set against Gastonia. Gastonia took a doubleheader from the Dirty Birds in North Carolina on Wednesday. Yesterday was a travel day for both those teams, so literally the buses chased each other up the road to Charleston yesterday afternoon, and they'll get their weekend series underway here in about 90 minutes. As far as Major League Baseball is concerned, the Reds game scheduled for tonight at home against the St. Louis Cardinals, that game was postponed because of rain. I think they pulled the plug on that game around 2 o'clock this afternoon. So here's the plan. Tomorrow there will be a day-night doubleheader at Great American Ballpark, and I'll give you the starting times tomorrow. Game 1 will be the Reds and the Cardinals, and then the regularly scheduled game will go at about 7:15. That'll be your first pitch. As far as tonight for the Pirates, Pirates are on the rubber game of their set with the St. Louis Cardinals yesterday. They're going to try to keep it running north of the border tonight as they take on the Toronto Blue Jays. Bubba Chandler goes to the mound tonight for the Pirates. And, Chandler's got a world of talent, but the problem for Bubba at this point has been just getting the ball over the plate. Chandler comes into this game tonight with a record of 1-5, and his ERA is just north of 5. You got to wonder how much rope he's going to get if he can't find the plate, but we'll see what happens tonight. And it's going to be interesting also. This is going to be a homecoming of sorts for Spencer Horowitz, who came up in the Blue Jays organization and then was traded. He was, briefly with the Indians for literally a matter of moments before he was flipped to the Pirates. He's had a pretty good season. So he will be going at his organization that he came up in, the Toronto Blue Jays, tonight. First pitch in that game is set for 7:07. Also tonight from the NBA playoffs, we've got the series in the Western Conference Finals switching to San Antonio, where the defending champs, the Oklahoma City Thunder, will be taking on the San Antonio Spurs. We'll take a break and wrap it up for the day in just a moment.
I was proud to be a soldier.
I told the truth and got kicked out.
And so I thought to myself, I'm taking this rule down.
If you're an LGBTQ+ veteran, your memories are important too. Share your story with the Library of Congress Veterans History Project, where firsthand accounts from U.S. military veterans are preserved and made accessible for researchers and future generations. Visit loc.gov/vets to submit your stories, photographs, and documents today.
Veterans, plan ahead to ensure your loved ones are protected at the end of your life. Include a copy of your discharge papers with your will. Apply for VA life insurance. Write your healthcare decisions in a living will. Review survivor's benefits. Explore VA burial options with a pre-need application. Don't wait. Visit va.gov/plan-ahead to learn more.
What's on your to-do list? Check your mail? Get groceries? How about getting your annual vaccines? We can help you check that off.
You've got this.
Yes, you do. Because we've got you. With local vaccine events and access to transportation, protecting yourself and your loved ones is not a chore anymore.
You've got this.
A message from the Aging and Disability Vaccination Collaborative, powered by U.S. Aging. Funded by the U.S. Administration for Community Living through a grant to U.S. Aging. Learn more at yougotthis.usaging.org.
Children are the greatest joy and our best hope for a better future. Friends, they are the future. But did you know that millions of kids are facing hunger every day? Food is not just food. It's energy, health, confidence, hope, and even love. Yes, love.
Thank you!
Learn more about how No Kid Hungry is helping end child hunger in America at helpnokidhungry.org.
The YMCA is just a starting line, for the true self blooms only when we find our purpose, what makes us tick below the surface. My why is diversity and unity, a safe space in my community, living with sincerity, giving every day my everything. With my why, I stand strong, seen and supported all along. It's a million faces in a mirror, and everyone belongs. Find your why. Learn more at ymca.org for a better us.
Ask yourself what you will miss more, your children or cigarettes. As long as I can remember, my mother smoked. She died from lung cancer when I was 16. I could not take the chance of continuing smoking and not being here for my daughter. I know how much I needed my mom still, and I didn't realize it until I had lost her.
You're not just quitting for yourself. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
After my wife died, I felt like I lost everything, including my love of fishing. But one day, my granddaughter called, and I realized I still had a lot to look forward to. I got referred to a psychiatrist who explained depression can happen to anyone. Getting help doesn't make me weak. It makes me stronger. I just wish it made me better at fishing.
Mental health care is working for Diego. See what it can do for you at mentalhealthcareworks.org. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
All right, folks, that's going to do it for the show today. We thank you so much for listening. Stay tuned for the news at the top of the hour. Sportsline's on the other side. My name's Dave Weekley. We have got a best of coming Monday, Memorial Day. We'll be right back with a new show on Tuesday, beginning at 3:06, right here on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Ladies